Click, click. Hey, there we go. We're on the internet. Okay. Oh, let me turn this one off. I'm gonna have to switch Vel's camera when Morgan jumps on. But let me do that. Boop. There we go. That's our placeholder. Hello and good evening, everybody. Hope everyone is well. Hope you can hear me. Coming to you live from Radio Station Nowhere. Yeah, we live. Are we live? Are we on the internet? Good. Great. Welcome to, once again, we're on episode 17 of Second Wake, Dungeons and Dragons. Good to hear. Good to see folks. I assume I'm seeing folks. I don't really know. I don't keep the chat open, so the players do. So there's that. As always, the players like to post their live reactions in the Discord. If you haven't already, feel free. Down below is a link to our Discord. It is an infinite link. You can send it to your friends, your family, your mother, your daughters, your sons, your fathers, etc., your they, thems, and others. Feel free, if they want to check out how we do D&D, if they want to check out whatever, join the Discord. We try to have meaningful discussion in there, as well as a bunch of shit posting and TikToks, because that's just the world we live in. Trying to think on here. If you are watching us on mobile, the link to the Discord won't show up on your phone because it won't let you scroll through the About Us section. So instead, if you go to the About, there's a big picture of a lich with a wig. You click on that picture, you open the link in a browser, and it'll do the same Discord invite. But I know that's a workaround that I can't figure out how to do for mobile. But, you know, Twitch, they're super mobile friendly, right? Yeah, not really. We've been playing other stuff on the channel, mostly, as always, so we can get points for stuff. We have 3 ongoing community challenges. All 3 are still ongoing. If you want to check them out, they can be found in the Founding Fragments section, bottom left of your chat. The 3 that we have are the Static Journey, the Prince, and Opening Bronze. So, in addition to getting to watch the game that we put on, I try to make a very strong effort so that everyone can have a interaction, a say, a bit of back and forth. So rather than just getting to watch what we're doing, you also get to interact. You get to make decisions. You get to shape the course of history. So those are the 3 things that we're doing. This batch, we try to have different ones every single month. This batch particularly is all about NPCs and like a small kind of world events and things that are going on. Opening Bronze is technically about an NPC. It's just an NPC that we haven't seen yet or heard about, or, you know, who knows? Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just fucking, who knows? Maybe I'm crazy. As always, we have community rewards and challenges if you're watching with us live on Twitch. If you are on YouTube, hi YouTube. The video will be edited down. You'll have a much shorter show, but if you want to check out the uncut, unfiltered, uneditioned, unvolume leveled nonsense for some reason from the live broadcast, that's available on Twitch for no reason at all, or not no reason, but no cost, I guess is the right way to say it, right? I don't know. Somebody messaged me and was like, how come you don't have a donation button? I don't care about money. Money is not important. The game is important. But in our community challenges, you'll find all kinds of stuff that you can use points on. In addition to them, we have channel specific ones that are able to fight for control of the city. Becoming a captain, what does that mean? Who knows, but we do have a captain already, which is awesome. You can submit an NPC that might appear in the course of play. You can get enough points to, if you are in the homebrew community and you want a second opinion from somebody who runs Dungeons & Dragons twice a week and has run Dungeons & Dragons now for, fuck, I'm old. It's 10 years. I've done this for 10 years. I've wasted my life for 10 years. Holy shit. I hope you guys are having fun. But if you want to do that, you can. And of course, for 100,000 founding fragments, you can have a one-to-one direct consequence or purpose for the game. You can create a quest, an idea, an objective, a monster, whatever pops into your noggin, to borrow it from Bailey Sarian, and you can submit it. And you can send that to me, and I will get in touch with you either via Discord or Twitch Messenger or some form of communication, Twitter maybe. Don't follow me on Twitter, trust me, it's all horrible stuff. But we'll figure it out. If you get 100,000 points and you redeem it, we'll work on something. I can't promise it'll be super involved or super duper detailed, but at the very least, you can have a direct say and consequence for our players here, which is very interesting. I think it's interesting. I don't know. Let's see, world events. Streaming wise, I'm streaming multiplayer games mostly, just so that people aren't limited by that 2,000 point thing. That way people can donate more, get more points, the whole Twitch nonsense bullshit thing. Plus it helps the channel out to have that as we continue to have more and more time online. Builds the community, gets more people, more eyes on the product being this Dungeons & Dragons game. That's the only thing I care about. Yeah, so anything you donate, bits, cheers, etc., all that nonsense and malarkey, that all goes one-to-one directly back into this campaign. We got our first Twitch payout ever, which was really freaking cool. So thank you to everyone who has been following with us, subscribing, doing cheers and all kinds of stuff during the gaming streams and stuff. I couldn't figure out what to do with it. I would just buy minis, but we're a digital campaign, so like cool Orcus minis and stuff that I'm just so excited about. Why would I spend money on this? I don't know. I bought it for myself. So I didn't spend any of the money from Twitch from this, and I put it into a little side thingy because, you know, I have horrible guilt. Because imposter syndrome is awesome. But what I decided to do with it instead is something productive, and that is give it back to the community. A number of people told me, you got to take your first 30 cash outs, and you got to buy gifted subs, and you got to do this, and you got to raid people, and fuck that shit, okay? If the product is good, if the stuff is good, and people share it, and people want to talk about it, if you watch what we're doing, you're like, man, these motherfuckers, like, cool. I'd appreciate that way more than having to bribe people or like finagle them in or be like, hey, you want to get free shit? Like, I hate that crap. So we decided to do, or rather I decided to do, executive decision, is for the month of February. I believe the second week of February is when I'm tentatively going to start it. I'm going to check live on stream. We're going to check to see who is subscribed. Probably do just a quick live stream, probably, I don't know, like 10-20 minutes, just so people can get in, get out, etc. We'll do it. I'll record it. I'll put everyone's names in like a random.com or something, maybe. Just some random generator. We'll pick one of our subscribers, and the winner, whoever's name gets drawn out of the random.com, we'll be in touch with, or rather I'll be in touch with, to facilitate being your financier. I absolutely love the Twitter community for what it's been able to provide for artists who have been pushed out of other platforms like Twitter, and now Patreon even. Oh my god, everyone's getting kicked off. I love cool, dope D&D art. We just got... Hold on, please wait. I didn't have this prepped. This is what I get for not writing a script. But, you know, I'm pretty quick with the buttons. So I just got... Oh wow, the picture's way too big. Hold on. We can size him down. Why is he so short, yet so big? Why is he so little, yet so tall? Why? Why, dear God? There we go. Okay, cool. So I just got artwork done for this nerdy little beautiful man, for Orville G. Lee Judd III.
It's your boy.
It's your boy. So yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. Just fun stuff. I really like D&D art for the most part. I love art in general. I've probably spent way too much money just buying art from friends. I don't know, can I show any of these? This one, she's in like a schmuck. Yeah, there's no boobies on this one, and we're in an 18+ stream. One of the friends of the channel, Easy Goodnight, he streams art. He's kind of on the spectrum for things that are acceptable by use, but he's not doing anything like that. But he does like cute little stickers, and you can't really see the quality, but I can zoom it in there, and yeah, sure. I can't get it to not be reflective. That's the hard part. I don't know if I can like, oh wait, I can turn my light off. That probably helps. And then, Yeah, see, like it's cute. She's like a little pastry chef, and she's in a naked apron. Doesn't show anything. It's just suggestive. But yeah, I've bought stickers, pins, etc., etc. And I feel like that's stuff we just want to continue to do. Character art for your D&D character or whatever. If you just want something commissioned, yeah, that's what we want to do. So, month of February. Keep it, mark it on your calendars, join the Discord for a reminder. I'll probably do a reminder once February rolls in. But the second week of February, tentatively, we'll have a stream just to show off real quick. It's just going to be me logging on, looking through the Twitch info, seeing the subscriber names, putting them all into a thing and picking somebody. And then I'll be in touch with that person, figure out a way to share some contact info. And then you just pick an artist, and we will fund whatever art you are. I think I do have to put a limit on it because I'm not gonna let you commission a Magic the Gathering artist before I get to commission a Magic the Gathering artist. So we'll probably keep it at $100. I feel like that's fair, right? $100 is good enough to get a good flat color or something with tip, don't be oh, it costs $100 and then you got to tip we're going to tip your artists, because if you don't tip your artists, you're just a fucking scumbag. You heard it here first. If you don't tip your artists, you're a fucking scumbag. Okay. No artist in the world ever prices themselves the right way. Okay, cool. Glad we cleared that up. It's not up for debate because I'm not checking chat. So my stream, my rules. Actually, our stream, our rules. But if any of them speak out against me, I'll mute them. So technically. So anyway, so yeah, we'll probably put it at a cap of $100. But I think that's a cool prize. It's something that I shouldn't get in trouble for as a giveaway, because it's technically, I'm not giving you money as a winner. I'm just facilitating your prize from an artist I don't know. We'll figure out the logistics. If I got to write you a W9 or W2 or something, we'll figure it out. So yeah, that's that. Easy stuff. Let me think. Stuff. Channel points, how the channel works. Second week, we're at 17 fucking episodes. Holy shit, that's over 40 hours of Dungeons and Dragons, almost over 60 hours of Dungeons and Dragons. When you guys are level 4, I'm a hack. I'm terrible. You guys should be level 30 by now, right? Is that how it works? I don't know. I'm doing this way too long. So yeah, Morgan is currently running late, so this is also kind of me stalling for time a little bit, but at the same time, it's whatever. She's got a new haircut and she needs some In-N-Out burger. That's how that works. Delicious rocket fuel that is going to make my insides into soup. Let's see here. Any other announcements I can think of? If you are tuning into the gaming streams, we just started playing Resident Evil 7? 7. I'm having a fucking blast with it, so if you want to see a complete playthrough, it will happen. Most likely, I'm either going to have 1 or 2 more playthroughs for it at the rate we're going, so if you ever want to check out that game before you get to watch, or you get to play Resident Evil 8 with Vampire Mommy, because that's all the internet's talking about, and that's why I'm playing Resident Evil 7, feel free to jump on in. I'll probably try to do it sometime this week. Just jump on, just crush it again. You get to watch me be really bad at video games and not be able to aim a gun with a keyboard and mouse. So anytime that you can tune into my stream and watch me suck at shooting a gun, and then you can tune into JJ's stream and watch her parachute out of an airplane, spin 4 times and get 6 headshots, and then reload on someone's face. And I just go, yeah, we're the same skill level, she and I. We're both she's gotten 1,000 Call of Duty Warzone wins, and I've gotten to 4th place twice. Same level. Yeah, that's how that works, right? Cool. So yeah, I think that's it for me. Anyone else? Product placement, announcements, life events. I don't know. Moments of gratification.
Colt.
Yeah, Colt. Yeah. What do we got? We got anything from
Old
Honeycutt? The weekly plug.
What?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, at this point, I'm not
Eat pizza.
going to support. I'm not going to mention his name anymore.
Oh God.
He obviously doesn't care enough. So I'm gonna cater to someone else.
Oh God.
I think the Enzo Ferrari family is a great and wonderful. There's so much history there, and our stream really supports what they do with vehicles. And I think it would be great for us to have an episode where your friend Colt drives and owns a Ferrari. So I'm just saying, like, just give me a Ferrari, please.
So wait, you want that in-game? Because you can use your true inspiration for that if you want that in-game.
It's true. Just tell me. Fine. We'll do a whole. We could do a one-on-one stream, and it's just Colt's quest for a Ferrari in the middle of literally nowhere. Actually, I wonder if I can.
Check it out, guys. Just driving away.
Let me adjust this real quick. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Now that we're in Ravon and Fort Ebony, we get to move the big map. Look at that. We got Fort Ebony, we got the Opalwood, we got Silverhearth, we got the whole continent of Ravon, or really country, not continent. It's kind of on the same continent. But yeah, we get to move it as we're moving the campaign forward. As always, I'll remind people on the Discord, we share a lot of different stuff. Character artwork. I want to work on like an intro eventually, like a slideshow for all the art once every character has updated character art. But for now, that's where we're at. The Discord's a cool place to share the artwork, share the map, share all kinds of stuff. Connect with people. If you think they're cool, you can post stuff in there. They'll see it. So all of the players in the game are Weaver's Chosen, which makes them like server mods. So if you join our Who's He What's It down below, then you'll have that. You'll have all the fun stuff. Yeah. That works. All right, cool. So yeah, I'm going to start it off. Let's see here. Eeny, meeny, miny. Colt, what happened last time?
All right.
We keep eating pizza. Oh, did Colt not write notes?
Give me a moment.
Oh, this is good. This is good.
So, we embarked on our adventure. All right. So we embarked on our adventure, and we met an orc lady that is very attractive. What else did we do? We met some kobolds. Bucky tried to take a mule. And we kind of just left. I don't remember much else what we did. I feel like there was stuff in the beginning. Can someone help me? I have a terrible memory.
Colt would like to phone a friend. He casts message to pick a person. Hint, you want to pick Orville. He takes really detailed notes.
Orville, can you help?
There you go.
Well, let's see here. What do we got?
That's right, folks. I have two southern
we
characters. Kill me now.
We got the when 12 Company showed up, and there was a big old orc lady, and Colt thought it was wise to walk up to her while polishing his crotch, and she kind of liked how brash and forward he was, and I'm trying to make something happen between them because I feel like Colt is intimidated by strong and powerful women, and he needs to step too.
Joel isn't either.
I mean,
outside of that, some horses went really fast, and some kobolds jammed out with Bucky. Oh, the moon was weird too. Maybe I just need more sleep.
Oh, with
honestly, Colt, you were the best person to do this because you did the most extra stuff when you walked around the camp.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh wait. Okay, so before we embarked on our journey, we also met with the Static, and they're a bunch of jackrabbits. Ew, what the hell is that insult? They're a bunch of assholes.
Excuse you, I'm Bucky on JJ's back.
Who's that, JJ? Who's a jackalope?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be derogatory. Anyway.
Well, racist.
Derogatory.
We're just Duragarian now? Okay, Colt. Calm down, racist
It's that
McGee.
word. Someone, Val, what's that word? Deranged. Yeah.
No,
deranged.
I'm enjoying this too much to give you any advice.
Anyway, so yeah, they're a bunch of assholes. Except for Daggerin. He's pretty cool. And that Vix lady is very intimidating, and I think she likes me also. Yeah, they gave us some information, and then flash forward after all the traveling, or what, right before today, I decided to go and go peruse the encampment, and I found a few carts that were of interest, and then this little old lady, she met with me and she read my palm, and then she disappeared. She may have never existed. I don't know. But she told me some stuff that I did actually write down, um, and about my future, to keep an eye on some black wings and skies, and make a decision to take action or not. So yeah, um, that's the gist of what I got.
Well, honestly, as your DM and the person who wrote it, I really couldn't possibly improve on just the compounding detail that you provided in that review. But let me just try. I'm going to try. So the group, taking on a quest from the Lady Galante, newly minting themselves as the Seekers of Galante, no longer simple chosen and those of the common folk, left their home city of Dirwood, or Direwood, however you want to pronounce that. I'm going to break the whole stream as I try to move this thing. We're going to not do that. There we go. So, heading from the northern area of Dirwood, however you want to pronounce it, they move deep through the end, through Fort Ebony, after getting accustomed to their new traveling companion, an orcish woman, who is the leader of the Talon, a number of individuals that are possessed of primarily kobolds, and one hot-to-trot orcish woman. After a long day's journey, they arrived in Fort Ebony, a military encampment just on the other side of the Ravon Range. Upon this encampment, they bedded down for the evening, protected the campsite, and kept watch. Over the course of their watch, they, of course, were able to explore the campsite a little bit. Colt Honeycutt doing so, taking note of a number of interesting individuals before stopping and paying a visit to an older woman who called and beckoned to him with but a hushed whisper, revealing to him secrets that are for him and him alone, and all of you watching at home. Colt had his palm read, his fortune kind of reviewed and discerned for the most part. Over the course of a night's watch, there was an oddly colored, I'm going to call it a swamp gas cloud that made the moon look a different color, but clearly the moon can't look different colors. That's just absurd. It's just so stupid and crazy. But the group managed to keep watch and enjoyed the long night's rest, ending, of course, last session with everyone gaining a long rest, recovering their hit points, recovering their spell slots, and our group warlock Bucky having a very vivid dream, just a passing dream with no significance, of which he woke up from and has the faintest of the makings of a tattoo around one of his hands. Just normal satyr warlock stuff. Normal things. That'll just about do it for recap. Again, I know I paled in comparison, Colt, to your very detailed and intrinsic story, but I try my best.
This is why I don't do recaps when the DM comes in. It's like, just shut up. Let me tell it, I guess.
Let me tell you, I'm gonna lay the law down. Let me tell you how it is. All right. Got 14 black Apache helicopters. All right. So with that, we awaken to the first actual morning on the road now. As the group is readying their campsite, cleaning up the area, and stirring from their slumber after a long night's rest in the kind of the armed guard area, or rather open-penned, it's kind of like almost a trailer hitch area if you think about it, of Fort Ebony, under the protection of the soldiers of the realm of Ravon, those that protect the passing gate and the crest between the Ravon Range leading into the Northern Hollows. Seekers of Galante, you awaken at your campsite. You find again that your traveling companion has already readied herself and made much of the campsite a bit cleaner. The 11 kobolds that follow her have already picked up much of the area around the campsite, and at this point, she looks about and kind of takes in stock for the rest of you, and kind of has a bit of a curious eye out as she approaches Colt and says, "Now then, mightn't we be heading off, Captain?"
I believe so. Let me just make sure if the rest of the group is ready, and I'll get back to you in 1 second.
Of course.
Are y'all ready to go?
Yep.
Bucky, what's on your face or on your neck?
Absolutely nothing, because it was on his arm, but okay.
Oh, on your arm. Excuse me. That's what I meant. I had a little bit of whiskey last night. I'm not gonna lie.
Bucky holds up his arm and shows off his new hand tattoo. Said, I had a dream last night, and then this happened.
Do dreams do that? I think you're cursed, man. Been
Some
there.
might
Sounds like
say.
a curse to me.
It's a blessing and a curse.
All right. That's kind of weird. Yeah, are y'all ready to go?
Sure thing, Captain.
Don't call me
Yes, Captain.
Don't. All right, fine. Just call me Colt. Don't call me Captain. Anyway.
Yes,
yeah.
sir, Captain Colt, sir.
Thanks, Orville. Appreciate it. Knew you were gonna. Yep.
All right.
All right. I'll walk over to Elsa and. So yeah, I think we're all ready to go.
Very well then. Being that you are, I'm sorry. Gotta fix myself. Well, being that you are, I suppose we'll head off a bit south this morning, if it pleases your captainness. We'll make for the Divine Crossroads, and then, well, everything permitting, we should be able to cross over into the plains. Sorry, she's over here. There we go. We should be able to cross over to the plains and make good landfall, just on the other side of the river.
All right, sounds good.
I suppose that it is good. Might I have your permission to begin this journey again?
You don't need my permission.
No. I don't want to disrespect the shiniest crotch captain I've ever come across.
I'm gonna throw this armor in the river. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, we can continue.
Well, on your orders, I suppose then. We'll go off. 3, 7, to your positions. You see two of the kobolds kind of like look about and like get excited and crawl onto the second and third carts. I'm sorry, the covered wagons. In doing so, they of course have their spotters that sit with them. Each of them begins to busy themselves with tying down both the material goods, checking on the things of the wagon. You see a kobold with the large kind of painted on tabard with the number 2 on it begin to walk through with a very large and heavily stacked pad of paper and clipboard, and begins to kind of walk through, peek into, and kind of crawl up with its legs kind of hanging off the back end of the first wagon, and starts marking off and making a checklist of all of the materials in the wagon. They then proceed to hop down, head to the second wagon, do the same. You hear them squawking back and forth in Draconic. You assume about counts, but you do note that a few of them kind of make some shifty glances and like cackles towards the group. But before long, things begin to prepare for travel. Is there anything you guys want to do before you leave Fort Ebony? Oh, easy enough. All right, so
I'll just take account of my things.
sure. You look over your material goods. Easy enough to do. You take a few minutes just to dig through your pack and kind of come to recollection of everything that you have. Everything seems to be in order. Nothing seems out of place or missing.
Cool.
All right. So, as you all take up your positions amid the various wagons, Much of the same as your first day's journey, you feel the horses begin to kind of pull into a soft canter. They move with the speed and grace of almost a full run for a normal bipedal creature, but from all outward appearances, they begin to trot, clad in their red-colored armor and their horseshoes, again having a slight faint energy bolstering them. The caravan again exits and begins to reach the gates of Fort Ebony. Upon doing so, again is given a small kind of, not so much hassle, but a once-over by the guards, making sure that nothing was stolen from the fort or taken for added security. Might have been, who knows what people try to get past guards in this area, but all the same, the guards are thorough in their investigation. They go through the wagons, check the manifesto before returning it to Helsa, and with that, she pulls the long kind of wooden stick containing the lash, and a small cracking sound above the front of her horse sends it off into a full sprint. You all feel the lurching feeling once again. Many of you sliding back in your seats along the various parts of the wagon, and you take off. The horses rise and elevate themselves a little over a few inches from the ground and begin to trot across the open air of the land. You feel everything surge forward, and within inwards of about 25 to 30 minutes, you find yourselves at the crossing. You see a heavy stone bridge wide enough for several people to come and go. A number of people seem to be a bit more haggard than usual so early in the morning. As you pass them, and almost like a bolt of red, your wagon's being pulled by some unseen force and grace. You make way further south still, the river itself proving not much of a detour at all. However, over the next course of about 2 hours or so into your journey, you start to feel the caravan slowing down, the wagons themselves stopping from their, continued and quickening pace to more of the soft canter, as if you were in a city once again. You feel the wagons slump, returning down to a lower position as the horses return their hooves to the dirt itself. And Helsa calls from the front wagon, and you hear, "Oh, Captain, I think there's something up ahead you might want to have a look at."
All right. I'll go ahead and so the cart stopped, correct?
It's more like not so much stop, but you're seeing the horses at this point like taking like one heavy step forward. As you peek out from the side of the wagon, you look and you can see what appears to be a line almost on this major southern road leading towards the crossroads. You seem to still be at this point a few of probably like about 10 or so miles out from where you would want to be down for the evening. You've yet to start heading to the eastern direction that your journey will take you towards Silverhearth. But as you kind of look over the area, you note that a number of wagons and small other merchants that left the fort earlier than you this morning are all kind of slowly lined up in a kind of a traffic formation, many of them pulling over from the well-groomed road of the plains and kind of setting themselves up to what seems to be for many a long haul or a long wait. And Helsa turns to look at you and she goes, "Now, I was only paid up for, our time here, but well compensated for it. We could cut across the plains if this seems to be an issue, but mightn't you want to check it out?"
Probably. I imagine if it's a line, yeah, let's check it out. I think that'll be fine. I mean, what do the rest of y'all think? What did the rest of y'all think?
You all pop your heads out from the various spots on your wagons.
Is no one going to answer me?
Everyone's muted. They're all playing Chinese checkers in the back, and they didn't invite you, Colt.
What do we think about what?
Yeah, what's going on, Colt?
There's some line up there. I don't know if we should check it out, see what's going on. It's a bunch of the merchants, I guess, from the fort are all lined up.
Yeah, as you say this, you do note a number of small wagons and other tradesmen, kind of just not so much like in a destruction or anything like that. They're just parked off to the side of the main road, the southern road. There seems to be some kind of hold up from up ahead, and something is preventing people from traveling on the southern road this morning.
I mean, if it's gonna hold us up, is it the way that we're going?
It is the way you were going.
I mean, it is. We can go through the plains. Just cut through the plains, but
That sounds bumpy.
yeah, it's going to probably be bumpy, and who knows what's out there outside of a main road. Then
Just
again,
the
we
bumps
could
on our
also.
flying horses are really going to be bothersome.
Floating.
I mean, there's still wheels on the carts. It's still going to be bumpy. I think.
That's correct.
I mean, if there's an opportunity for us to help out, would y'all be interested in helping out? There's something, maybe a turned over cart or 300
Well,
snakes, or I mean, we are
the
close to
static
that area.
did advise that we take every chance we can on the road to better ourselves before we reach whatever hell's wait before us.
That is true.
Yeah, let's check it out. Why not?
Yeah, we might as well.
Sure, let's go see.
Hellsafe, I don't know what your rates are. I understand that this is a little bit out of your way, but we'd like to help. If I could maybe throw you some gold to compensate for the extra time that this would take.
She looks you up and down and she goes, "You're going to pay me gold for compensation of my time? It's a bit forward, don't you think?"
Not
I mean, I appreciate
that.
it.
not like that.
Ooh, they flirting.
I mean, never mind. Not gonna say anything. I'm gonna be respectful. Just for this little side journey with the carts.
With the cart. Of course, for the cart. I would
Yes.
perish the thought that there might be anything else.
Yeah.
Well.
Anyway, I don't know what your rate is, so I'd be willing to offer some gold as compensation, as to not, I know you got money.
Captain, sir, could I
who's
speak
that?
to you for a second?
Who is that?
JJ's like peeking out from the side of the wagon, like, "Captain!"
Yeah. Yes, JJ.
At this point, Elsa pulls the wagons over and whistles to make sure that the two kobolds that are driving the other two wagons stop.
Captain, she's our ride there, and if she has to pass this way, I don't think you need to pay her.
I know, it's just a courtesy. It's just something nice. I mean, these make sure you tip your cartist.
Can't buy your way into her pants.
Someone told me that at the beginning of this episode. Make sure you tip your cartist.
Tip all your cartists. Somewhere, some wise old bearded person's words echo in Colt's brain. Always tip your cartist.
Wait, Colt, you're having another episode?
Beginning of this episode. Fair.
No. I just thought it'd be nice. I mean, and again, it's just building relationships. You got to grease the wheels somewhere.
If you're trying to get in her pants, just do it. You don't gotta pay her for it.
I'm not trying to do that. I'm not always trying to do that. Just because she's very attractive and I am very intrigued and intimidated by her in a weird way, I am not trying to seduce her, especially not with money. I would not be the one to seduce her with money. There ain't much there.
Are you sure, Captain? You're looking a little bit redder than normal when you're talking about getting all greased up.
JJ's gonna jump down and start headed towards the roadblock, shaking her head.
Yeah, I'm just
Hands
gonna.
on your hips,
I'm gonna walk out as well.
Bucky follows.
All right.
JJ, you really have to stop interrupting the show. It only gets better if you just let it happen.
That's fair. I gotta stop.
Stop. Trap. Shut him down. Open up. Shut. Anyway, sorry. So you all exit out of the wagon. You make your way down the southern road. You see that for the next about a couple 100 feet or so, there's just rows of carts and wagons that were set upon a very early journey. While many of you know that Helsa had you all leave the Fort Ebony area right before sunrise, these merchants likely even packed up sooner than that, trying to make sure that they weren't going to be in the sun. You know that a number of them have various sundry goods as well as crates and barrels, but not many of them have covered wagons or any type of shade. So likely they left earlier still just to beat the heat. So as you feel it now, the sun overhead. As you approach, you all make your way up the thoroughfare and down the road. As you continue on your journey, you see an individual still kind of like keeping their cart on the road. They've turned it completely sideways, parallel to your group. And as you approach, you see a kind of a younger individual call out to you and say, "Are you there? Come no further. Come no further. Big old mess up ahead. We're waiting for the guard to show up. They're just being a bit slow with the messaging."
Could you tell us what happened?
Oh,
Maybe we could help. We're good at helping.
you're good at helping. Well, I hope whatever it is up there doesn't need any help. They've already taken out a few people, and well, quite frankly, I fear for every single person on this road.
We are seekers of Gulanti. We are Weaver's chosen. What's the situation?
Oh, that's a fine how do you do. Weaver's chosen. I was expecting the guard. Well, 1,000 apologies for my intrusion on that aspect, but it seems here on the morning there is a wee bit of an issue. Just up ahead, there's a pair of rather large, cantankerous ogres that have already put, well, hands upon a number of hapless merchants like myself and like yourselves. Well, no, not like yourselves. You're Weaver's chosen. How about that? How often do you come here on the southern roads? Is there a dragon or perhaps some type of foul demon on the loose?
We're just on our way to something like that, but it's not in this area.
Oh, goodness. Okay, would it happen to be, I mean, I don't want to pry, but might it be a bit north? Well, you're heading south, so is it in Hostrom Village or maybe further still at Wren's Fork? You can tell me.
I wouldn't head near Kin's Plummet.
Kin's Plummet. Oh, well, okay. I'm quite safe from trading over there. Sorry, what was your question again? I apologize. It's just not often you come across...
There's a few ogres. They attack some of the other caravans ahead. Is that what happened?
Oh, yes, the ogres. Sorry, it's just, you're used to these kinds of things. They put their hands upon a number of hapless merchants, I assume, later into the evening or early this morning. Can never tell which way it goes. Whichever way the wind blows, I suppose. But I'm just kind of blocking off from here so that the normal folk know to turn back and take some time until the guards show up. But Weaver's chosen. Oof. Y'all might put on a show now, wouldn't you?
Oh, we'd have to suggest that you probably don't. If we head in there, you probably don't want to go by there. It's very dangerous.
Oh, I'm nowhere near there. That's why I put up the staging area so I could warn other folks. I'm not as brave or as kind or as powerful as you all, but I'm trying to do my civil services.
Could I insight check him?
Sure, go right ahead. Roll insight. What are you trying to get a read on specifically?
If he's telling the whole story or really any of the right story.
Sure. Go ahead and roll insight.
$11.
11. You take a moment and you really think about his words, his sentence structure, the vibes, the general feeling that he is kind of portraying to you all. The general sense that JJ gets is that while this individual is trying to actually do like good business and telling other merchants like, hey, there's trouble up ahead, there's ogres, other people have already been accosted by these ogres. It seems like he's now less preoccupied with like defending the local populace and now just being like, oh wow, I met Weaver's Chosen, holy shit. Because again, in the world of in the Everwield, you are a group of individuals that woke up one day and felt a divine call from the 3 realm weavers that you were made of tougher stuff and you sought out a life of adventure and conquest. You all know very well, especially those of you guys who've been watching us at home and following the story, you know that the common folk treat Weaver's Chosen, and especially named Weaver's Chosen like yourselves, in very high regard. The bards sing that Weaver's Chosen only get out of bed in the morning to kick ass and take names, or uncover untold secrets of the universe. So coming into contact one as a normal folk is typically like a, oh, holy shit, like, is everything okay? Is the sky falling? Should I be concerned? It's the idea of it. A good analogy would be like coming across, if you're into anime, if you're coming across any of the Claymore people, if you're not into anime, if you come into contact, ooh, oh my god, she's alive. God, she's alive. Look at her. Look at her fucking hair.
Look at Orville.
Holy shit, Orville turned into a mermaid of some sort or taken. Holy fucking shit.
For once.
What a fucking glorious thing there, Orville. You wee daft fucker. All right, let's fix the stream real quick. Welcome, Morgan. Let's see here. Hello, Salute.
That looks great.
Looks really good.
Yeah.
It looks so good. Thanks.
Thank you for using an actual hairdresser and not like Splat, because I get a headache every time that Replazame tells me about people using Splat, and I don't even care about it. Ooh, no.
I mean, I went to the school, so it's like not much higher, but you know.
Well, you know. Oop. It's good for kids. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm gonna leave your little World of Warcraft thing in there. Yeah, it looks really, really good. Good for
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah. Let's see here. I know you're to the left of rhythm, right? Yeah. Please hold while the stream refreshes. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Okay, redemption arc, Colt. Tell Morgan what's been going on. Go.
Okay. So,
Round 2.
real fast. We talked to the static. We're headed to a mission to go check out something that rose out of the ground near what is the name of the city? Gosh, Silverhearth.
Silverhearth.
And go form a relationship with a king. There's an orc lady that is working with us who Colt is very attracted to.
Her name's Elsa.
Also, Colt has another follower or another person that's kind of attracted to him named Vix on the static. What else? Did you hear about me getting a gun? I have a gun now. What else? Bucky has a tattoo. He had a really weird dream. Warlock shit. Just typical warlock shit. What else? I found a little lady. She read my fortune and told me to make a decision when it came up to some stuff. And now we're on the road, and also there are little kobolds helping out Helsa. And we're actually at a roadblock. And we're trying to figure out what it is. The guy is enamored by the fact that we're Weaver's Chosen, and he said that there are 2 ogres, but yeah.
Bang, bang, bang. This is the gun. Bang, bang, bang.
That's what I got.
Bang, 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 bang. And that's
I think I was there for that.
the recap.
But-
Yeah, I think I've shared artwork of it and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much the basics. You've ridden for about 2.5, almost 3 hours after packing up from the campsite at Fort Ebony. You've arrived at a slowdown on the southern road leading to the crossroads, and you've been informed by a traveling merchant that there's 2 ogres up ahead that have accosted people, and they're slowing everything down. The local merchants and tradesmen that are currently on the road, the travelers this morning, are effectively all kind of just parking out, trying not to get anywhere near these ogres, and waiting for the guard from Fort Ebony or guard to arrive from Hafstrom Village. But no one really has any idea or indication when that might be. Many of you know as well, the plains of Írden are well protected and guarded at their borders, but the King of Silverhearth is not often a militaristic person to kind of send guard out to like patrol the land. So there's a little bit of lawlessness in the area and country of Ravon, as it's primarily still on the cusp of understanding what it is that the world is now that the Realm Weavers are gone. So with that, we're back in it. Your merchant individual, again, the read you get is starstruck a little bit, mixed in with general concern for the people around him. And he kind of looks you all over and he goes, mightn't I just say a little bit of words? Being that you all are weavers, the chosens and such on, and therefore, I can't say that the people here might all be able to do so, but I'd be more than happy to maybe offer you a bit of like a tip or something, like some maybe cover your first couple rounds if you were able to get this all moving. I mean, you've got a rather fancy looking set of armor there, lad, and my God, you've got the terrifying long antlers. I mean, you all look powerful. There's a bow on your back. I mean, you look the type. You look like you're the type that is might enable to make a difference here. But at the very least, we'll tell your story. I know, I've heard, at least, not to be offensive or offending, but I've heard that you all like to have your stories told in the inn, and I'm heading southward, so it'll get your name out there at the very least.
What do you say there, Captain Honeycutt?
Oh, Captain! You're a captain of a Weaver's Chosen group? Oh, my goodness. You said Honeycutt. I've never heard your name. What have you done, lad?
Well, there's a long list of stories that I've got, but there's no time. There's ogres to deal with. Just know there are 300 snakes out there. They got their names on. They have my name on them. Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
There are 300 snakes that have stolen your name. Truly, your quest is one of great importance. May you find it and reclaim your name, Captain.
Yeah, thank you. All right.
Thank you. Oh, if it's not too much trouble, Captain, might I get you to sign my my manifesto ledger?
JJ, should I sign stuff? You said not to that one time, but I feel like signing something. You know what? I don't care.
JJ's gonna look over the manifesto ledger real quick.
So as he talks about it, he like digs through like this large, heavy satchel, and he produces this very old, very worn-looking book that has been reupholstered a few times. You can see like heavy bolts and nails for rebinding extra pages on it. As you kind of like say, like, hey, can I look at that? He pulls it out. This thing is like bigger than the Bible. It's like an encyclopedia, and he opens it up into the front cover, and you can see this very nicely carved in wood grain cover that makes kind of the book jacket itself. And on the inside cover, there's a number of names that have been like signed into the side of it. And it looks like this is like he collects signatures from people he finds in his journey that he is either impressed with or excited by.
You know, Colt, I think this one's just fine.
All right. I was going to sign it anyway. But thank you, JJ. So I'm going to sign it, but I'm going to put a little gun next to my name.
You see Colt Honeycutt, and there's like a gun underneath?
Yeah.
Somewhere, there's a Duragar who's like, I notice that he is telling the people about the gun he gave him. I can feel it in the ethos. He's doing this thing I told him not to do. All right. With that, the individual kind of like looks over and goes, "Oh, I don't know what you might in charge for such a thing, but I'll treasure it always. There, Mr. Captain Colt Honey, you didn't put the captain. You just put Colt Honeycutt. You don't need to have such humility, sir. You definitely put your ranking right here. People will want to know that.
Nope. It's totally fine. I just prefer Colt Honeycutt. I don't like to go by captain.
Okay, well, yeah, I understand you don't want to show the other signatures up. It really adds to the piece overall. Oh, well, thank you so much. And he kind of like waves and dries the ink a little bit and like sets it open-faced on his bench. And he goes, "Oh yeah, if there's anything that I mightn't be able to help you with, or anything at all, Captain, for you or your chosen, I'm here, concerned citizen and merchant extraordinaire Harris Twiddleton, able to help you anything you need."
All right. Well, thank you, Harris. Do appreciate it.
Right then, I'll cover your back. If the guards show up, I'll tell them the Weavers are on it. You said you're part of a company, huh? What's the name of your company?
We're Galante's Chosen.
Galante's
Seekers.
Galante's Chosen Seekers?
Nope, just
Seekers
Galante
of Galanti.
Seekers of Galante's
Seekers of
Chosen.
Galante, aka Yellow Water Mercenary Company.
Murky
Water Mercenary Company.
Chosen, and he sits there and
Captain,
he's like
you
trying
have to
to
stop
just
making this so complicated. Also, there's something else I need to talk to you about.
What?
The Yellow Seekers, Galante's Chosen Waters.
You know what?
It's
This
just
is actually
Galante Seekers.
saving a lot of the trouble
Seekers
that
of
I'm worried
Galante.
about. So what's that?
Seekers of Galante.
See, final answer, Seekers of Galante.
Yeah.
You're working through like a image thing, yeah? I can understand it.
Yep.
Yeah, rebranding, of course. Very, very professional, very impressive.
Thank you.
Of course, yeah. Well, have at them, Captain. Give them hell and clear the roads, Seekers of Galante.
Thank you, Harris. Vel, you needed to talk to me about something?
Yeah.
What is it?
You know how you keep mentioning your 300 snake story?
Yeah.
Yeah, stop doing that when people say they're going to sing songs of us, because we don't need rumors spreading that we have some sort of problem with the swamps of Ilza. I don't want it going around that there are people angry at us in Cragmire. Cragmaw.
What?
You have no idea what I'm talking about, that's fine, just stop talking about it. Do you remember when the static advised us not to use the name 300 Snakes?
Oh, yeah.
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 Alright.
Yeah.
I guess I'll talk about some other thing.
There we go.
Other stories.
Go team. So as you guys kind of have your conversation walking past Harris, you do hear his voice cut out. He goes, "Ladies and gentlepeople, make way! Seekers of Galante coming through. Weavers chosen in the flesh, given birth by the Weavers themselves. They've come here to save us of our problem. This'll be all wrapped up in the inside of a couple of minutes, I betcha. Watch and be amazed." You see a number of people like sitting like at their carts, like all start gathering around and like going by Harris's cart, and like immediately he's showing off his ledger with your signature. He's pointing at Colt for anyone who looks back. You all pass through, have your conversation, continue on for a little over about 150, 200 feet. You come to an opening.
Before that?
Yeah, go for it.
Does anyone speak Giant? Right, Orville, gonna need you head and center on this one. Not sure what these ogres may speak.
Okay. Can do.
And I cast Mage Armor.
Oh, and you cast Mage. I was waiting. I was like, anything else?
False life.
Yeah. All right. So
Load bullet into gun.
so you all watch as Colt pulls this big brass instrument out, pulls the lever on the side, and opens a heavy chamber, and produces about a 5mm round, and just slides the thing all the way down into it and goes.
It's not. Is it only 5mm? Because you put
it's
0.5,
yeah,
and I was like,
it's a
that's
0.5.
50.
You're right. Yeah, it's a 50mm.
That's
Yeah.
50 cal.
The thing's a fucking elephant gun.
Yeah, well, no, that was a 50mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. It's .50 is 50 caliber.
50 caliber. Okay. That's where I messed it up. I found the right images for it, and I'm not big into anything bigger than a 38. So it's just me. There. So you all head up, continue heading for the few 100 feet or so, just past Harris's area. In doing so, you start hearing this loud slamming sound, the sound of bending and crunching metal, this and loud shouting that echoes out. You can hear this. You hear this booming voice kind of echo out. Another one kind of comes in and goes, Malambabar, Sasamsi. And Orville, do you speak Aklo or Giant?
I speak Giant.
You speak Giant. You hear surprisingly, while it's very rough and gruff and deep voiced language, what you hear from them is actually very high, almost what would be considered high society for giants. Something that you would expect out of like a cloud giant or a storm giant, kind of like actual giant royalty. Very well spoken. To you, in your goblin ears, you hear, "Well, I'm telling you, good sir, this is where we're going to put it. I don't care where they've hired it. This is the spot. This right here is the, in fact, spot that we are going to plant this." You hear, "Well, if it's 4 MMLR 660, then I do suppose that it might be the best place for it, my good friend." And you hear the slamming sound and beating of clubs. You all come over the kind of sloping hill that leads into the crossroads, and you see right in the middle of the area about 5 different carts that have all been upturned, upended, or broken in some parts. There are signs of blood that exist throughout the area. You look, and immediately to kind of the western road, you can see a large, almost like pancake at first, and you look at it and you're like, that was probably a person or a horse at one point. You see 2 large ogres that are currently working to bend and twist this black iron looking spike. You're not quite sure what it is. It's this big ornate looking metal device with large kind of, it almost looks like a crucifix a little bit. It's got a number of large beams of metal that are wrought iron and blackened, that they're twisting and trying to bend into the ground. You see one of them with a big heavy looking shovel digging out a hole. You see another individual sat between the 2 giants, currently snipping and yipping. Does anyone speak Knoll? Yes, no, be so. Going once, going twice.
I don't think anyone does.
All right. So you see this individual, boop, stood between the two ogres. And dressed similarly, bone, seeming to be a standard Knoll, stands a little under 5'8", but there's like a very heavy lean to their posture. The 2 ogres preoccupied themselves with working. You see that each ogre is wearing what looks like a royal blue, kind of tattered and faded shirt. Think of it as like a how best to describe it? What's a good way to describe it? Almost like a plumber. Like you come in with a plumber, that shirt was probably very blue and very nice at one point, but stains, wear and tear, plumbers don't change their shirts off. It's like a welder, maybe has a bunch of holes in his outfit because, he gets backlash from things, and his roommate buys him a really nice jacket, so he stops ruining his shirts, and then he leaves it in his closet. Just these random things that you could attribute these things to. I'm not bitter. But with that, you see each of them wearing this kind of blue faded shirt, this like Old Navy-ish shirt, and each one is wearing what looks like a cloth mesh cap on the tops of their heads as they fiddle with this black iron thing. You're constantly hearing the as you all turn and kind of like arrive in the area. Are you guys going to try to approach slowly, stealthily, or do you want to approach openly? Up to you guys. They don't seem to have noticed you yet. You do see the Knoll that sat between the 2 ogres, kind of with its axe over its shoulder, pointing at what they're doing and seeming to like not so much offer advice, but yell at them more than anything else.
Orville, do you express that these 2 guys sound rather civilized to you?
Yeah, these fellas don't sound like ogres. They sound real fancy like for speaking giant, but they don't sound like ogres. I think I should try and talk to them and see what else going on before
Can
we have
I-
to resort to violence.
Can I do a history check for any ogre or giant related civilizations around the area?
Sure. Go ahead and give me either nature or history.
17.
17. There were tales long, long ago, before the beginning of Second Wake, still in the age of the Realm Weavers, where the plains of Ravon were home to a number of hill giants, ogres, and those that were giant kin. The entirety of the country before it was founded by the first king of Silverhearth was actually a pretty prominent area for giants. But following the war that led to Artnum, one of the big moves for prosperity and the good of all that was promised was that the king of Silverhearth and his descendants drove the giants from their ancestral homelands, and it was said to have wiped them off the plane of existence. Seeing them is not terribly uncommon, but it's very rare to have an encounter with an ogre or a giant. Pretty much anything more than like a standard like hill giant or an ogre would be a rare event or occurrence. Ogres are still a populous species, and they do show up from time to time, but you know that there's a very long history of them being hunted for sport and for the good of humanity, that many of them don't engage in like out and out combat or like terrorizing travelers. They've learned out of several hundred years of history that if you mess with the little guys, they will show up with many little guys to kill you, and they'll hunt you down in your sleep. So they've learned their lesson. This is a little odd.
I will I'll approach.
All right, you walk forward, you hear a and it looks at you and cocks an eye, and here it kind of shift off and goes, "Oh, I'm you." It turns and points a pawed hand in your direction. You hear, "Hey, you there. Take no step further, Greenskin, or I'll rend your flesh from your bones. This is a installation that must be met. I will kill you as quickly as the man flesh I've already consumed."
All right. Yeah, I won't come no further. I'll call it to the giants in giant, or I'll call it to the ogres in giant.
Mhm.
Hey fellas, what's with all this mess here?
As you call it to them in giant, you see the gnoll kind of like, and you can see there's a recognition that the gnoll can speak giant as well. But the two giants kind of like pull their head up a little bit. Definitely have like that they look at each other. They have a kind of a strange kind of dumbfounded face on that's just kind of like, someone else speaks giant. Holy shit. And one of them turns and looks at you and tips the front of his navy cap, and you hear, "Apologies, good friend." To the rest of the group, you hear, "Undagisa, Kufasika." And you hear, "Hello, my little green friend. We are installing the future here at this crossroads of mankind for the glory of our employer." And they point here. Out of the rest of you hear, "Kusagasika, Kunkaki."
To the group, they're all right so far. I'll if you see me taking off, then know we're in some trouble. But until then, just assume it's all good.
They seem real angry.
Can you give us like a word? Like a safe word for if it turns to shit?
Pineapple.
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 Yes, sir.
It's good. Nobody likes pineapple.
Yeah, right.
DM, who is their employer? Can I read it from here?
You look at it, and like from what's stitched on it, the question would be, do you read? What's it written in where? Hold on, let me find their uniform real quick. Please hold. Yeah, do you read Primordial?
I sure as shit do not, sir.
Okay. Does anyone in the group read Primordial or speak it? No. You see what it looks like, almost like Mayan ruins, or runes that are like carved across this. It is a kind of an old language that is not often written, but it's a mix of runes and like a floaty script that you look upon. Many of you who are trained in history recognize it as primordial written, but with that, you can't really make it out. The Knoll again turns to your group and goes, "None of you are human descent. We have no quarrel with you. Let us go about our business here, and we'll be done before tomorrow."
Right now, sir, in Giant.
Yeah.
I might be a culture man, but I can't read that. Who could you tell me who your employer is and what all y'all are doing here?
Cultured green one. One of the giants kind of look over and they look to the Knoll, almost like to find permission before kind of like leaning forward and being like very openly attempting to like be quiet about it, but they're ogres. And they kind of go through and you guys hear this like Usaga Minaravar 660. To you hear, "Ah, yes, we work for MMLR 660, my good man. It is the future."
Right, and what's with this big metal thing here?
Well, this is the
If you don't
newest,
mind me asking.
the newest
Aside from it
installation.
being the future.
It is the future. This device will allow, well, everyone to understand the great messages from beyond. We are even working into the heavens. And again, to you guys, you hear, "Usagandasi kontasi," and points to the sky. As this ogre points to the sky, the perceptive few of you that are able to look up, you notice that like the moon that you saw last night is still early enough in the morning that you can still see it. You see a very large black barb sticking out of the side of the moon.
Was that there last night?
No, it wasn't.
That's
right.
troubling.
Right, sirs. This thing's gonna let y'all talk with the moon.
You hear again this like "Kusa gadiskan tofu tamusaki unbalasik," and you hear this. "Well, yes, of course. This is the future of the magical community. Soon we will hear the voice of gods." And you hear this, the Knoll kind of spit on the ground, stomp its clawed foot, and tilt its head at you, and you go, "What would you know of such a thing, you uncultured swine? Step back and allow professionals to beseech the old gods."
Look here, Mr. Furball. My mama raised me to let everybody have their own religion, so long as it wasn't hurting nobody. We got a bunch of dead people here, which means y'all hurt somebody. We need to find some sort of middle ground so that y'all can do y'all's thing without hurting nobody. And we can all go home happy at the end of the day.
We will be happy if you leave us to our work. No more interference, no more interlopers. We are behind schedule. You hear the two like ogres like, "Oh, oh," and they turn back and they start bending pieces of metal and shoving this big black piece of like tangled metal deeper into a hole in the ground.
Are they like doing it right in the middle of the road?
Yeah, right in the center of the crossroads where all four of the roads meet is where they're putting this thing in. For like modern day, it's almost like a weird signpost. It's like a big black piece of like built up metal with like cross sections of just black metal that kind of run through it. Again, it looks like a weird type of cross maybe, or a signpost. You're not quite sure. But it's like a bunch of like bent and curvy metal. It looks almost like you could probably impale somebody or a few somebodies on this thing. It doesn't look great.
Are they sure they've got the right spot?
I think it's the right spot, JJ. It having 4 prongs and there being 4 roads to meet here seems to be the spot, if you will. I'm starting to think about maybe taking a vacation down south, maybe getting a margarita or two if you're starting to catch my drift.
Okay.
I don't think this one ends amicably.
Well, you said the big folk are kind or seem smart.
They're well spoken,
What about
unlike that furball.
So the problem's with the furball.
It seems to be.
What if we just squish him?
I mean, we could squish him, but we could also, can we maybe divert the road? I mean, Bucky's real good with his spell stuff, and maybe we can just divert the road around them, and then carts will go around. Rather than causing any unnecessary violence, they can do whatever the hell they're doing.
I thought about
Perhaps.
that, but
I mean,
crossroads have a magical significance as well, and that could be exactly why they're putting it there. We
Also,
divert
they
the
said old gods. I'm not exactly sure what they're servicing.
I don't know, but the moon's fake.
I think they're
anyway,
trying
so-
to talk to the moon.
Yeah, the moon's fake. Anyway, so
Excuse me?
Moon's fake. What?
I'm trying to think of the most conservative thing I could think of.
Oh my god.
Oh, right. It's hollow, and it's where the lizard folk live. I always forget about that.
Stanley Kubrick directed the moon landing.
We are not a political D&D channel, I swear to God.
Calaviri
sorry.
hollowed out the moon.
I took over the moon! Why? There was no cheese in it! The fuck, He-Man! Meh.
I
Yeah,
mean,
Do we want to just give them a strong-worded chance to abandon this before we, how eloquently did you put it, squish them?
well, I was only thinking about squishing the one.
You think that the large fellows aren't going to do what they did to all of the people from these wagons and the horses to us once we kill that knoll?
Well,
That
maybe,
is a very flat horse.
maybe if they're as smart as Orville is saying, maybe they don't like this fella. Maybe they'll make him go squish.
Maybe.
How
Does
did
he
they
think that?
actually? Could if they're dumb enough, couldn't we just make them believe that they're putting it in the wrong spot or something?
Why do you think
They
they're
gotta
dumb?
move.
Orville said that they're very well spoken.
Oh,
Your racism is showing.
sorry.
Check your privilege, Colt. Not
I
all
mean-
ogres. Not all ogres.
All right. So, what's the plan? Do we try and convince them to turn on the furball? Do we just outright murder them? What are we thinking here, guys?
I don't think it's fair to murder somebody. I mean, despite the fact that they have killed people, but do we know that it's the? Are the bodies like mangled, or are they like torn apart?
So when I said earlier that there's a pancake, that might have been a horse
Oh.
or a person.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're killing people.
And the Knoll also openly said in common that they'll kill people if you get in the way. They've killed people
He already
already.
said, yeah, he said he'd eaten some of these people.
Yeah. Noel's got a problem with humans.
And shockingly, we're in a D&D channel where there's a hobgoblin, satyr, goblin, shifter, half-elf, elf. No humans. Fuck you, D&D Beyond. No human fighters here, motherfuckers. We beat the averages, guys. So yeah, that's the knoll kind of just looks at the group as you guys are deciding, goes, stand clear and allow us to finish our work and be done with this. I hate being so close to the stench of you pink-skinned friends.
You're one to talk needing a bath.
I'll have you know my musk brings many females. You
Are
look
you
unworthy.
are you the leader of this trio?
I am thou who is in charge of this installation.
Who put you in charge?
I was contracted by the Great One. Their voice was heard to me in a passing of moonlight, and I was chosen.
Gretzky.
Okay. And how do you know you're in the right spot?
I have ordained it from the heavens above. This is the place. I was guided to the device, guided to these individuals, and I am servient to a divine purpose.
We kind of are too, our own. Is this going to render these crossroads fairly inoperable? Because you're kind of in the way of like all sorts of folks kind of trade and roads and all that.
The biddings of the great ones beyond are above that of your civilized laws. This land is not yours, human lover.
Human lover.
And if they finish their installation, will they go?
Do you ask him?
Yeah.
Yeah. He goes, that is what I have been saying, you deer-legged fool.
Bucky's going to turn to the group and say, I could, help them dig this hole and we could expedite this whole thing.
Well, the whole thing is this going to make this whole crossroads inoperable? And is it
They
going
stated to
to
have
ruin
magical
travel?
effects too. Like you don't know what it's going to do once it's
Yeah.
installed and pointed directly at whatever is installed in the moon.
Well, might be easier than killing them.
If you were to assume you could.
I
But
got
I
one
guess
more.
like everything, we put this to a vote. Are we helping them, or are we waiting for them to be done, or are we doing
Is our-
something about this?
Is our end goal just to get past them?
Yeah.
You technically
Alright.
could have just
Goals
said
get
fuck it.
us
And
and 200 carts past them.
Here's the other thing
they're
too.
blocking morning traffic.
Now, if we don't do anything about it, Colt signed his name in some merchant's book. And we've given a merchant our team name, and if we just do nothing.
What a shame. They might not call him captain anymore.
I don't want any
Oh,
ill will
thank
to
God.
come
I
to
mean,
my
what?
team.
Dead right, Captain. We'll defend your honor.
Well, you're really becoming a pain in my ass. Anyway,
Just now. Damn. Thought I was doing that earlier.
Yet, muttering annoyances. We're very busy. Very busy.
I mean,
Orville, could you just ask those nice giant fellas why they're following this one Knoll folk?
I suppose it could, yeah. Excuse me, fellas. Why are you listening to this furball? That's the size of, I don't know, one of y'all's fists.
As you ask this, the one on the right kind of looks at his friend and goes, "Oh, Jazzico, Emamara, Sixisi." And you hear, why are we helping this individual for MMLR 660? He's not a contracted worker. He doesn't even have a shirt. I've been wondering that now for a few days. And you guys hear that and the one who's been kind of addressing Orville turns and kind of looks over and goes, well, we've we were told to expect help, and he showed us where the device was, and so, well, we were already promised that we would help, and so we're helping. That clears it up. And the pair of them look at each other, and they both kind of like give like this like raised knuckle. So to anyone who doesn't speak giant, this is literally just a thumbs up for them. But to you guys, it's kind of like them like shaking their fists at you. And you kind of hear this like, and you're like, that might be a threat. Pretty sure that's a threat. 80% it's probably a threat. Orville doesn't think it's a threat. Orville knows better.
Orville?
Orville?
Yes, it's fine. But you don't know that he's the help. What if I told you I was the help?
Well, do you know where the next device is?
Well, of course.
All right, well, after we install this one, we'll come follow you and we'll help you install the next one.
Y'all are doing it wrong. That's not where it's supposed to be.
No, that's exactly where it's supposed to be.
Well, how do you know that?
Well, we have confirmation. You see here? And he points to one of the pieces of metal. He goes, it makes a squeaking sound when we stick it in the ground. Come touch. You can come touch it. You hear the gnoll go,
You cannot go touch it. It is a divine relic and sacred. Only those who are able to hear the calling of the old ones should be able to touch upon the relic. He is unworthy.
Oh, I'm unworthy.
Unworthy with your little green feeties and your long, ugly ears. I will bite you.
Well, that ain't very nice now, is it?
I never said I was nice. I am chosen for something much greater than yourself. I will be recognized by the Almighty Ones. I heard the calling, not you. Do not take my glory.
I think the only thing you're going to be recognized for is a liar and an imposter.
I think the
You're
only
looking
thing
kind of suspicious there, buddy.
You're nothing more than a talking chicken. A delicious talking chicken.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
I'm a chicken?
Yes. No feathers.
JJ's gonna start readying a spell, kind of.
sure, what spell do you want already?
Enlarge reduce.
Okay. you like start like da, 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 da. It's not so much you don't want to hold it because you'll lose it if you don't cast it within 6 seconds. So it's more that you're kind of like, it's like having a song stuck in your head and you're just like da 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 ba ba.
Yep.
Ba, ba, now you're large. Ba, da, ba, 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 da, ba. Maybe you're small instead. And you're kind of like just like humming the the spell for it. But the gnoll kind of like takes 2 big steps forward and just stares down Orville. At this point, you guys are probably about like 40 feet away. You've been shouting at each other the whole time. We're just recreating the stupid TikTok where it's like, what's your name? Ezekiel. Fuck you, Ezekiel. Like, we're just reenacting that with Orville and this gnoll. But the gnoll takes the 2 steps forward and takes his axe off his shoulder and he goes,
I'll say it once again. I am of a divine purpose. I guided these missing children to the right place, to the founding of this device. This is the line.
And he takes his axe and draws a big line in front of him.
You cross this line, and you and I will have to kill one another. And I don't intend to die today.
I feel like you're taking advantage of these poor folk.
What's the harm in letting me touch it and see if it squeaks or not?
You are unworthy of such a thing.
Oh, I'm unworthy. I think you're just trying to keep me, the real man, out of this.
Give me a persuasion check as you're saying this.
Oh, hell yeah. That's a 16.
All right. As you say this, he kind of like and mulls it over and goes,
If you're not chosen, you could die or be driven insane. Or perhaps, yes, the howlings. Fine. You, green one, green chicken man. You touch, but no one else. And we see if you are chosen, if you are possessed of this mission. You're not human. No, you have courage, yes, but no honor. No honor. Dirty, dirty goblin.
Hey, watch that.
JJ's
No
gonna
one's talking to you, Shiny.
Little Or. I don't know what you're doing. But I believe in you, little man. You're gonna have a little bit of inspo.
Is that a D6?
Yeah, please.
All right, you got it.
I really can't advise this course of action, Orville, but your life is yours to live.
I think I'll be all right. I'm going to slowly approach.
Touching ancient, powerful things sometimes make you lose things.
As you approach, you get rather close. You just kind of like saunter over, and then Noel goes,
Wait, don't move, stop.
and puts his hand out. What do you want to do?
What is it this time?
You stop moving. He looks at you and goes,
I didn't erase the line.
and he kicks the line away. And he goes,
Now you don't cross line. Now I'm not a liar. Okay, come touch. See you crazy.
I will attempt to pass the knoll.
all right. You pass by there's no line in the sand anymore, so he just kind of looks at it and watches your feet like very nervously before kind of like moving over and hunching and like leaning over you. So it's kind of like Orville's walking and this knoll is like full on big spooning him the whole way. Just like walking like with a hunch over. There's a shade that's produced Orville over your head. You see the two ogres look at you and they speak to you, and the knoll starts yelling at them in giant. And you hear this,
Goblin.
you see the two of them go, oh, okay, if you say so. And they set down this big piece of metal deep into the pit they've been digging, and kind of like cover a little bit of dirt on it. And you see it kind of twist, almost untouched. Many of you hear this soft kind of grinding on metal sound. And the knoll looks to you, Orville, and goes,
Go ahead, touch it, see if you are worthy.
Right, if you say so. Yeah. I'm gonna touch it.
You go up and touch it. You feel it's like shaking weirdly. There's like a soft hum or like a weird sort of sensation, like a vibration, that it like is kind of like slowly like just reverberating in the ground. The knoll goes,
Do you hear it? Do you feel it? Do you know it? Are you chosen or are you a snack?
Oh, I feel it.
But do you hear it?
and as he says this, he's like drooling at this point. You can tell that this knoll is very clearly thinking about eating you. The ogre, one of the ogres who's been talking with you rather casually, looks to you and you hear him like, you might want to put your ear to it. You'll hear it. You'll hear it. We all hear it.
I'll slowly lean in.
Okay. You press your ear to the metal, and very, very faintly you can hear this kind of like reverberating feeling, and hear it's like this very quiet, grainy sounding. It kind of sounds like a voice, but it's not any language you know of. And you're kind of like, okay, weird. But you do hear something. You hear something talking to you from inside this piece of black metal crap.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I hear it.
You hear it?
Ain't very loud, but I hear it.
The soft whispers. Yes. All right.
Yeah. Y'all understand it, right?
Yes, I am an interpreter for its will, and this is the location that must be met.
Are you sure? Don't sound too happy. It sounds like he's off a little bit.
No, this is it. I am sure of it. The stars have spoken. I have seen it.
And the two ogres both look to the sky and go, "It's hard to argue with that." And they point to the big black, like, fucking, like, knife in the moon. And so the Knoll looks to you and goes,
Either help us and be done with it so we can move on, or oppose me and die here. I'll eat your bones so I'll gain more of your chosenness.
I don't think that's how that works.
It is how it
But-
works.
Are you sure?
Yes,
You're sure? You're sure?
yes.
Huh.
Huh.
I don't think that's how that works.
Oh, you're wrong.
And he's gonna like try and put his arm in his mouth. Just
Hmm.
I don't think that's how that works.
You can't eat yourself, stupid. Everyone knows that. You have to eat other people.
Why not?
That's the rules. The rules. It's the rules.
I mean, you're a dog creature. You eat your own ass. You can't tell me you can't eat yourself.
like, thinks about this and goes,
How does he know what I do in my free time? How does he know? He knows. Who told you?
I know because I'm more chosen than you.
"Give me a deception check."
That is gonna be a 15.
15. Let's see here. Okay. The Knoll looks back to Orville and goes,
Not chosen. Not chosen interpreter. Not chosen. Do you know?
and he thinks about this and goes,
All right. But you know, get the sphere. That is mine. Mine.
The sphere?
It's mine.
Can I roll insight on this sphere
"Yeah, sure.
as to whether or not it's a tennis ball?
Sure, go right ahead."
That's a nat 20.
10 to 20. He says this. I mean, you see the picture of the Knoll. You look him over, and you see there's a rather large, about the size of like a softball, red ball that sat in a leather cord at his side, and it's got the same kind of primordial writing across it as the shirts of the ogres. And here,
That sphere right there.
Do not look at my sphere. It is the divine sphere that has chosen me. No take.
But I'm more chosen than you. I should have a right to that.
You have right, but you're wrong. But I'm more chosen, but you are more chosen. But you heard it, but I heard it. Okay,
We're on the same team here.
you can hold it.
Okay, I can hold the
But
sphere,
no take.
but no take.
No take.
and he sets his axe down in the dirt, and he reaches back and unclips the leather harness from his waist and produces this large red ball with writing over it.
And he goes, Come closer and hear the secrets of the sphere.
Alrighty. I would love to.
You lean real close in, and he leans even closer, and he takes both hands and puts his thumbs on the sphere, and he presses his thumbs in. You hear, goes,
Do you hear that? Listen even closer. Secrets.
and it squeaks again.
It's awful hard to hear through your hands. Could I hold it to my ear?
It is mine, no take.
I'm not taking it. I just need to hear it. I need to hear it more closely. Remember, I'm chosen too. We're on the same team here.
Give me a persuasion check. That's fair.
That is a 19.
19. He goes,
Yeah.
Yes. Trust, friend. Little goblin would not betray me. Okay. You take, but no throw. No lose.
he hands it to you, and you have a literal rubber ball in your hand that squeaks.
I am immediately going to yeet that thing as far away from me as possible.
Go ahead and give me just a dexterity check. Simple dexterity. You're making an attack roll, but you're not proficient, so yeah, go for it.
That is going to be 15 plus 4, 19.
19. You discus toss this thing, shot put it into the air, and it just goes as a monk, and he looks and goes, "You threw it! You threw it! The sphere!" And he just goes on all fours, running after it like a bloodhound. And within a couple of seconds is almost out of sight. His axe still sitting in the dirt behind him and running on all fours as fast as he can. You're actually shocked for like how soft it was. That thing had some fucking weight to it, and you just hurled that thing like cloud coverage almost. We're getting there. The two ogres look around and go, "Bosoku, Bosoku." You hear, "Break time, break time." And they both sit down and they kind of like just they kind of learn, like lean on each other, and they dig into their packs and both open it up, and you see like both of their packs like wiggle and writhe, and one of them just goes, "Bosoka, Bosos." Goes, "Bosoka, Bosos." And you hear it translate to and go, "Beaten villager." Goes, "Yeah, beaten villager again." And pulls out a leg, like a human's leg, just and hands it to the other one. He goes,
Like a disembodied leg?
Like, you know that scene from It where Pennywise is in the forest and has an arm and it's just like, that's what they're doing. He literally shows like a human's leg, like from like the knee down. And the other ogre pulls out like about like the entire rear end of what appears to be like a deer. And they're like, ugh. And they both pull up what appears to be like two small, like to them it's small, but to you it's like about a keg. And they both kind of like break the tops of them off and they start drinking and eating from their satchels.
I'm gonna wave the party on over.
The group joins you closely.
Yeah.
Well played there.
You said the axe is in dirt, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick up the axe.
Okay. You heft it. Unlike your axe, this is wildly unbalanced. The front part of the blade is very fucking heavy, and then the rear blade is almost like unstably so. You can see large cracks running through the metal. It has not been quenched or heat treated to become quite hard enough. Only the edge seems to be a proper, useful weapon. Definitely was made by somebody who is not proficient with smith's tools. It's an unbalanced axe, to say the least.
So now what?
Well, we can either convince these fellas to up and leave, or we go have ourselves some margaritas or other tropical fruity things.
Gotcha.
I mean, really, we've let chaos rule this whole situation, so just let me know when I should do something.
Yep, just say the word when it's time. I mean, at this point, there's no point in not letting them have a chance to leave.
Yeah, that's fair. Fellas,
Here, what?
I don't know how to lightly put this, but y'all were being lied to. That furball, he was lying to you. He was an imposter.
Lying about what?
His directions.
Mm.
This thing right here.
Mhm.
It's all good to go.
Oh.
It's up and working. We're good.
Oh.
And
not that we doubt you. And they look at each other. So you're like a foreman or something that was sent by the voice?
you could say that, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't want to work anymore anyway. It's kind of hot outside, and there's humans everywhere.
That's
It's
fair.
absolutely disgusting. And you see them go, yeah, I could really use a deep clean on my cuticles. It's a lot of dirt.
Yeah.
kind of-
And from what I heard, there were some angry humans anyway, so y'all might be in for a little bit of heat if y'all stay around here.
Oh, yep. Lots of heat. A lot of those humans, they know fireball. I hate that
They
spell.
do.
It's the
They
worst spell
do.
ever.
So anyway, the voice came and told me that the next one of these
Mm-hmm.
is gonna be. Hold on, I'm just gonna roll a d8 for random direction. It's gonna be northeast of here,
Northeast. Okay.
and it's gonna be about 2.5, 3 days travel,
Gotcha. We'll
and it'll be to the west of some water, and in line with a big tower.
well,
Can't miss it.
we do appreciate the direction, but union protocol says that we get at least a month off. So
Oh, right. Well, I'm sorry, I forgot about that. Enjoy your time off, fellas. And yeah.
hold on. I got it in here somewhere. He reaches into this like navy shirt and pulls out this like black looking scroll with gold lettering in it. And he goes, can we just get your handprint here? Oh, hold on. And he reaches into his lunch pail and you hear this squishing sound. And he holds out this like, kind of like, not so much a barrel, but it's like a clay pot. And you can, as he kind of rips open the leathery top of it, it just looks like a pot full of blood. That way we have everything.
I got some ink here, if that's all right.
That's not protocol.
All right.
You know that as a foreman, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. Blood it is. I'm gonna stick his hand in.
Stick your hand in. It's coagulated. It's thick. It's not the wettest blood you've put your hand in. But yeah, your hand is coated in red, and he holds up this big long black like lettered text with gold writing on it. He goes, just right here, just a little handprint here, just stating that we completed our job.
Yeah, of course.
You just stick your hand on there. You leave a handprint and wipe it and pull back, and there's a goblinoid handprint in it. You note that it dries almost immediately, and they look at it and go, "Well, I think we're good then." And they roll it up and tuck it in, and goes, "Oh, you're gonna tell the other guy we're good?"
Oh yeah, we'll take care of him.
All right. Well,
safe travels.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Yep. May the voice guide you. And they both stand up.
And y'all as well.
They dust their hands off a little bit and pack up their lunch pails, put them on their backs, and just go. Yeah. And they start heading off. You see them heading southward.
About right. Is that towards the caravan line at all?
No, you guys are coming from the north.
Okay.
You do note there are other wagons that are blocked off a few hundred feet from the south on the other side of this like kind of like sloping hill for the plains. And there are even some wagons now that are like coming into view from the eastern road. And everyone is like freezing, pulling all their horses like, oh, and seeing these two ogres just like, you're hearing like, Boulder Bowl? I could go for some Boulder Bowl. They're like just walking down out of sight.
All right. Well, I think we did all right here.
I have no idea half of what just happened, but honestly, great job.
Dude,
Truly.
truly.
Good job, Orville. Now you can be captain.
Excellent.
Captain Orville. How about that?
No, you don't just get to do
No,
that.
no, you don't get to do that. You are already captain for this journey.
God damn it. Well, I'm keeping this axe.
That's fine.
It sucks, but
We need to get this big old structure up out of crossroads, but other than that, I think we're quite all right.
I don't think I can lift that out. I mean,
Oh no. We got plenty of merchants all around. We got some horses. We can 1, 2, 3 pull it out the way.
Oh, we can just mold earth that shit.
yeah, Bucky's real good with the molten earth and his spell stuff.
Could we take a few minutes for me to identify it and see if there was really anything to this?
Of
There
course.
was a little something to it. I heard something.
I mean, it looks
What's-
cursed. I wouldn't touch it, but
What?
you do you.
Orville touched it, and I'm already plenty cursed, so that's fine. I'll get a few more.
That's fine.
Yeah, what about it was interesting, Orville?
I put my ear to it, and there was definitely some sort of something going on with it. It sounded like something talking, but it wasn't no language I'd ever heard.
Oh. Can I go put my ear on it?
You could if you want to.
Yeah.
You also got them big ears.
Yeah. You
So go for it.
you walk up and you lean in. You move your antler. And you place your jackalopian ear up against it. You hear it a little bit clearer than Orville. You have better hearing than him. But you hear this.
Well, it sounds like something's trapped in a bubble or something.
Yeah,
Maybe
but,
you gotta
know.
move the antennas a little bit sometimes, or put a little bit of aluminum foil on them.
I'm going
Oh.
to ritual cast identify on this.
I think that's a great idea, ma'am.
You ritual cast this. I want to say. Let me see here. Let me double check this. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. You choose an object you can touch throughout the casting of the spell. If it's a magic item or some other magic, then properties. Okay, cool. Yeah. You cast Identify. You place your hand upon this. You can feel the vibration coursing through your fingertips, and you hear it identifies as you write down like what comes out of it, and you learn that this is called an MMLR 660 relay.
Do I have any insight into MMLR's meaning?
Not a clue in the world. It just that's what it's listed as a magic item. You do learn that it is attuned to something. You're not quite sure what, but you know that it is attuned. And you know that its properties are that it can connect over a long stretch with some unknowable thing. Don't quite get the gist of that much, but you do understand that there are spells that aren't so much affecting it as arriving at it and then bouncing off of it. It seems to be kind of like almost like a draw,
A relay,
or a relay. Yeah, exactly what it sounds like. I'm trying to like fantasy it up, but yeah, I mean it's a relay. Like that's what it is in real world terms. You do know that the main spell that continues to bounce off of it is a weird form of thaumaturgy in sending.
It's a cell tower, isn't it?
pretty much.
No,
5G.
but Orville and JJ both have cancer now, so
It's a 5G.
5Gs.
Right. So it is designed to send and receive magic and likely information, considering thaumaturgy and sending. What do we want to do with it?
I think we should just get it out the road. Let these people and let ourselves go about our days.
That seems fine.
Oh, I do apologize. I missed one thing. You do learn its properties and how to use them as part of the Identify spell. You know that this can be interacted with any musical instrument. Can actually interact with this. Specifically anything with a horn.
I relay that information to the musicians in the group.
Well, I don't particularly play the horn or anything like that.
Just got my flute.
Yeah, maybe Bucky's pipes are close enough.
Um,
I could try and doodle something. If you want to work together, Bucky.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what was happening, but I think this may have been designed to send music.
Huh.
Now, granted, that's not okay because a lot of people died. Probably was unnecessary for such a construction.
Yeah, should we at least clean up maybe the road a little bit while y'all deal with getting this thing moved out of the way? Like maybe move the carts off for the bodies.
I mean, they're
out
all
of the way.
destroyed right here.
That's
Yeah, maybe the bodies. We should. I'll start moving. Like, I'll pick up what's left of bodies and start throwing them like in a pile to the side. I
Sure.
guess.
You look around. There's a lot of blood stains and stuff, but there aren't people here. The only body you really find is whatever this pancaked thing was. As you look it over, whatever it is just it's. There's not enough of it to call it a body. It's like it's been slammed with such force into the ground that it probably became like dust and crushed instantly, and has been pulverized. It is a fine puree of what a person might have been, and at this point, it is well dried and sunken into the ground. It's like, I mean, it's like indented almost into its place.
Bucky will mold earth over that.
Just cover that up. Just act
And
like that
then,
never happened.
And then Druid craft some cedar chips over it.
Just to hide the smell. Easy to do. You cover up the what was remains of somebody or something. But past that, you look at the wagons. The wagons are actually all pretty much in good condition. They're just knocked over or the horses are missing. But each one of them is kind of like sat. All the goods that were being assumedly transported by these things are still laden in these wagons and carts. They're just laying around.
Let's get some searches going.
Yeah.
We are within eyeshot of a lot of various merchants. I'm not going to say you don't need to rob these wagons, but maybe try and, don't let people notice you. But Bucky, first, can we bury this MLR 660 relay?
Yeah, we don't want to try playing music at it or anything first.
No one has a horn.
I mean, a flute could be close to a horn. May want to just try it, see what happens.
Yeah, and second thoughts, we don't know exactly where this thing is relaying to. Other than the
definitely,
moon.
Yeah.
The moon with that big thing coming out of it now.
While this is happening, can I just sneak around and see if there's anything worth taking?
Sure. Give me an investigation check. You do know, much like Vel said, at the 4 cardinal directions that make up this crossroads, you do see like lines of merchants all kind of like looking on and like staring out towards you, trying to discern if it's safe. They just watch 2 ogres just walk away. And so a few people are starting to get a little antsy, and they are kind of preparing to continue to move forward from
Can I just walk around and,
Sure. Yeah.
whistle a tune and make
You-
it seem like I'm not doing anything?
You
Check
pull
for
out
survivor.
you pull out your 1920s pocket watch on a chain and start spinning it so that the police know that you're not doing anything illegal, like every good runner did. Yeah, go ahead and roll investigation. That's quite all right.
That's an 18.
18. You look it over. Of the 5 carts that make up the kind of wreckage area, you quickly kind of you case the joint, is the nice way to say it. You note that 2 of them are carrying mundane goods. Mostly what you look at with the first one, it actually looks like it's dirty laundry. It looks like whatever this was transporting clothes and some types of cloth sundries from somewhere. Likely, as you kind of look it over, the quick gist that you get of it is that this was probably the laundry for the soldiers in Fort Ebony heading to Halfstrom Village for cleaning and washing, as it's a riverside village. Probably wouldn't be too unheard of for that. The next two that you kind of look over seem to be both different types of sundry good traders. The first one has a number of large crates that are marked with salt and different types of seasonings. All said and told, you look over the area. There are 3 large cases that say that they are selling what you would assume to be paprika, which is it's a nice spice. It's good to get that. The other one is also dealing in sundry goods. You look it over, and from what it seems to be trading on, you see that there are a number of kind of iron wrought figurines that are all strewn about it. A number of them are kind of bent up, and they seem to be made out of like small little tin toys that were heading further still. The fourth cart, as you look it over, seems to have a collection of heavy laden rugs that are all wrapped with rope and tied tight. They are various colors and palettes. As you look through this wagon specifically, you got an 18 for your investigation, right? You look it over, and one of the rugs that's in this cart, this wagon, seems to shiver and move. And then the final cart, as you give it a once over, you look it over, and it seems like there are a number of boxes that are broken and strewed about, and you can smell this cart as you approach. There are tons and tons and tons of very ripe onions and rutabaga that are rolling out of the cart. It seems to be someone's harvest from up north that they're moving down south to sell.
All right. Can I investigate that rug?
Mm-hmm. You wander towards this overturned wagon, this cart, and you kind of look over, and every so often you can see this tide bound rug kind of twitch and shake. What do you want to do?
I don't even know. I guess I could check it out
You could.
while they're doing whatever they're doing.
All right. So yeah, you look it over, and it begins to twitch and move. Are you going to cut it open, or how do you want to investigate it? Up to you.
You said it's rolled, right?
Yeah, it's rolled up and tied with a rope. It does look that the far left end of it is bigger than the right end of it.
Can I peek into it without cutting it?
Sure. You just want to peek in?
Yeah.
All right. You peek in and kind of lean over and look into it. And as you kind of look in, you hear this, and 2 bright yellow eyes open and stare at you. He goes,
Are you an ogre?
I am not.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Well, if you're sure. Are the ogres gone?
For now.
Well, that's good. Hi.
Hello. What are you doing in this rug?
Well, there were ogres.
And who are you?
Oh, that's rude. Who are you?
My name is Morgan.
Oh, hello, Morgan. My name is, Meg.
Meg?
Mig.
Hello, Meg. Nice to meet you.
Nice to, meet you, too.
and as they say this, a small, very pale hand exits out from the rug, and you see a gem and ring covered hand. Goes,
Pleasure to meet you.
I will shake his hand.
you shake this very tiny, child's-like hand in your palm, and he goes,
Nice to meet you, too. So, what's the situation? Can I go?
Yeah, it seems to be fine now. We're clearing everything out.
Clearing out? There's more stuff out there?
Mhm.
Oh, okay, well, I'll just wait here, and then maybe we should come up with a word when it's all cleared out and safe. Then I'll come out. Maybe we'll say banana.
I mean, I believe everything is safe, but up to you.
You said you're cleaning it out, though.
There's just some items in the way.
Oh, well, not any of my rugs, right?
No, they look pretty secure.
Okay, but you're not going to clear them out. That's the important part. You're not. Are you a bandit?
They don't look like anything that I want, so I think you're quite okay.
Okay. Trust me, you do want these rugs. They're very nice. But if there's nothing you want, then okay.
You start seeing the rug wiggle back and forth, and goes. And
Would
then it just stops
you-
moving.
Like some help?
No, I'm good. I'm definitely not stuck.
All right, then I'll leave you to it.
Okay, but I mean, if you wanted to help, though, you definitely could.
I suppose I could, out of the kindness of my heart, help you out.
Well, out of the kindness of your heart. Okay, I think, yeah, kindness of your heart. Okay, yeah, you're a good person. That's good. That's good. That's good.
That's the most
Hmm.
rogue shit I've ever heard in my life.
So you see the carpet wiggle, and he
Well,
goes,
yeah.
Could you just pull me free?
and he digs his.
And what if I do help you?
Um,
Is there anything in it?
I'm in the rug right now.
Mm-hmm.
I-
I see that.
Yeah, I don't want to be in the rug anymore. I'd like to come out.
It would be very kind of me to help you. Would it not?
I mean, I feel like like out of the kindness of your heart or something, right?
Sometimes kindness has a price.
Oh, this is a hustle. I heard about this. Okay. All right. You drive a hard bargain, but I will offer you
You see the rug shake down.
one rug of your choice. I know. It's a gift, but you're worth it.
I don't really have use for a rug. I'm on the road a lot.
Rugs are
Don't have
great.
a place to put it down.
These rugs, very soft, easy to hide in, very absorbent, I've learned.
Not really something that I feel like carrying around.
Oh, okay. How about a towel? It's like a tiny rug.
Don't really need that either.
Okay. I hear what you're saying. Okay. How about, what do you want? How about a pair of shoes? Everyone likes shoes. You use them.
A pair of shoes.
A pair of shoes, yes.
Hmm.
Very nice shoes. Custom.
What kind of shoes?
Pointy ones. They have bells on them even. Very expensive bells.
You know, I don't think bells are really my thing.
Okay.
You said very fancy bells?
They're very expensive, yes.
Hmm. Could they be sold?
Yes. I feel like everything could be. I mean, yes, of course, they could be sold.
All right, well, I was going to help you anyway, but I'll take those.
All right.
Hold on. And you hear wiggling and jingling and the sounds of bells, and slowly two very small shoes that are green and curved with a bright golden bell on each one are sat outside of the carpet in front of you. They're about the size of a child's boot.
Oh, I assumed they were his.
There you go. Now, could you free me out of my hiding spot?
I will cut him free.
Right, you slice free, and you see this small creature tumble out from the cloth. You see, whoa, no, it's way too big. Woo! No, not the stream. You sons of bitches. You horrible sons of bitches. There we go. Whee! You see this little individual, now with no shoes, pop out, and their hat pops back up, And they kind of crawl out with all of their stuff that they were carrying and their luggage and goes, well, enjoy the shoes. Thank you. Have you seen a rather large donkey?
Not that I know of.
Well, shit. Okay. Well, thank you. And it starts walking barefoot around the wreckage of their wagon. You may add that you now have 2 gnomish jingle boots to your inventory.
Heck yeah.
Are you trained in insight?
Yes.
You look them over. You can give them a bit of an appraise. You give them a once over. These are actually really nice boots for what they are. They're nice shoes. That Mig was not lying. And as Mig now stands barefoot and like their toes are like going over in the dirt, you think you could easily get maybe like 5, even 6 gold for these? They're pretty fancy.
Score.
Mm-hmm. The small gnome starts kind of looking around and slowly begins to push their cart, and you hear this kind of like and the cart tilts very slightly and then falls back to where it was sitting. It's like, oh shit. Oh fuck. And starts walking out from the wreckage. The rest of you guys see this very small gnome with a very tall hat walk out. Go, oh wow, yeah, everyone's gone. Okay. And starts walking southward down the road.
He's just leaving us stuff.
Yeah.
Why did you try to trade a rug then if you just left it?
I mean, when my car breaks down, I definitely stay by the car and do nothing to fix my situation.
Other people around, he could ask for help.
That's where he's going. He's just a gnome and it takes him a long time. He doesn't have big legs like you, Morgan. He's very little. But no, he's heading towards people.
Final consensus on this thing?
I think we're all good to go, yeah?
Sounds
Well,
good.
we need to decide what we do with this relic
I don't think it's a relic.
relay.
It's a relay.
Magical relay.
I thought we were burying it or getting it out of the ground.
I just want to make sure that that's the consensus, is that Bucky's just going to use Molder a few times and kind of repair the road and move this stuff below it.
Yeah.
Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Bucky, you don't want to try to play your flute, see what happens. I mean, it's maybe for the best that we don't, but I am kind of curious if there is something to this.
Oh, I'm
Let
curious
that
too,
fight
but
against it.
Go
I
for
don't
it.
want to. All right. Bucky will whip out his pan flute and go. Ba, 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 ba.
Okay. Give me a performance check.
If he's gonna go
Nat
ahead and
20.
do it. Oh,
Nat
okay.
20?
Never mind.
Yeah.
So you start playing your flute. You start playing. You see this thing as you start playing music, kind of begin to respond. And as you guys all watch Bucky with his pan flute, you see this thing twisting and turning, and the black metal begins to shape in different ways, responding to Bucky's playing. Bucky, you press onward, seeming to understand certain notes having different things, and you go, "Oh, okay. I think I can." And you start hearing this grinding metal and this twisting, and slowly you see at the very base of it these black, heavy-looking barbs erupt out of the earth and dig in, and slowly you see it begin to almost adapt and twist in a certain way. And before long, you see at the very base of it, a kind of a cone warp out and shape itself And you hear, at first, you hear, as you continue to play, it expands, twists, and turns, and you hear, and it continues to twist and turn, and you hear, you continue to play it. This large kind of almost pyramid-like shape begins to twist in a curving horn outside the base of this thing as it digs further, entrenching. You can see the grass around it begin to die, and the top of it begins to twist and curve. You hear this slowly clear out, and then finally you hear a voice, and you hear, "And that here to close the end of our broadcast day. We thank you for tuning in to MMLR 660. We'll be back tomorrow with the same great news." For everyone tuning in, again, that's MMLR 660. Boom, boom, boom. Montserrat in the morning. And you hear, "We'll see you tomorrow, kids." And then it starts playing very lovely music. You start hearing do 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 do. You're MMLR 660 Montserrat in the morning. You're do 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 boop 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 boop. You hear, a portion of today's broadcast was brought to you by Plague of Insects. Plague of Insects. Neighbor bothering you? Plague of Insects. Deal with them. And it starts playing a full radio broadcast.
Well, that was interesting. Now what?
As you guys are standing there, it is loud. Like, very loud.
All right, now we should probably mold earth this shit and get on our way.
Bucky, I think you just did what them folks was trying to do.
Yeah, I don't think that was a. I mean, it might be a little too late to try and mold Earth at this point.
I mean, you look at the base of it where these now very heavy looking metal barbs are embedded in the ground, and the earth around it does not look like soft dirt anymore. It's this blackened clay looking material that is ebbing out of this device.
So I can't mold earth it now.
Does this bear any resemblance to the reports that we've had of Kin's plummet?
You look at it, and it is a strange, very weird looking black metal that appears gothic and horrible in nature. Everything about this radiates a foul aura of necromancy and hate. And yeah, it kind of fits from all the things. It looks like a smaller version of whatever might be pointing out of Kin's plummet.
I didn't get a necromancy aura.
No, it wasn't generating a spell then.
Something not good might have just happened.
Not good or interesting?
Jade just gonna flip back through her notebook full of notesies and say, well, if I could draw a conclusion, it does seem a little maybe similar to the thing that we're about to go handle. So I would personally say that's probably not a good thing. Probably not a good thing at all. But I guess we know how it works now.
Indeed.
So, as you guys are standing there, you do note that the carts and wagons, it has been a little over, at this point, 20 to 30 minutes since the ogres have left. The knoll is nowhere to be found. And you see the merchants slowly moving closer and closer and closer. You see your friend who arrived and had originally spoken to you, Harris Twiddleton, approach and kind of look you all over and goes, is everything taken care of there? Captain Mister the Colt Honeycutt. I was expecting I don't know something amazing to happen, but you all just seem to reach an understanding with those creatures.
Well, sometimes violence is always necessary.
Well-
You got to be able to avoid those situations if you can.
Well, I do suppose, and there's wisdom in those words. Yeah.
Yeah, Dan. I mean, we have Orville here to thank for that. He's the one that, our compatriot here, and possible new candidate for captain. Orville.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Don't say no.
He goes, oh well,
I
certainly.
mean, I told them to bugger off, and they about agreed to it.
Good on you then. Certainly, I can't wait to tell how you convinced giants and created a rather impressive use of their foul machinery. And the whole time it's boo-doo-boo-boo-ba, bum-ba-da-bum-bum-ba. Our broadcast day will commence tomorrow. Next up is mid-afternoon weather reports. Ba-da-ba-bum-ba, bum-ba-da-bum-bum-bum. He goes, I dig it. And he pulls out like a small kind of traveling lute and like plucks some chords and goes for it and goes, I don't know what you've done here, but you've brought joy and happiness to the land. It's a bit creepy, but I like it.
Bucky
Yeah.
takes a bow.
Yeah. We did get you a souvenir, but you may want to hide it in case you ever see a Knoll again. He just left his axe, so you are welcome to have this as a souvenir.
I could have a souvenir.
Yeah.
But don't you want it to tell your story?
Hey, Val.
Yeah.
Do you want to inspect this? I mean, I think it's just a regular old messed up axe, but maybe it does something fancy.
I can. I mean, sure.
Okay. I don't know if I should just be giving away things, I guess. I owe
I
you
will
an axe and
inspect
a
that very
bangle.
shoddily made axe for you.
You look it over, Vel, and it doesn't take Morgan's appraisal to know that this thing is like, it's not even worth scrap, really. I mean, it's scary that it's like a weapon, but it's a weapon in like the simplest form of the word. It's dull in some parts. It wouldn't cut somebody. You'd almost be bludgeoned to death with this more than cut.
Colt, part of me wants to look you in the eye and tell you that this is the most powerful relic that you'll ever find, but I really just don't feel like doing that right now after all the stupidity of today. This is a piece of garbage, and you can do whatever you want with it.
All right, well, it's a souvenir. Here you go, Harris.
You
You can.
you have to, and the small halfling man kind of like looks at it and goes, oh my goodness, and he takes it and goes, oh, and falls back into his seat and goes, oh, it's so heavy, and he slides it over to the side, and his little wagon tilts, and he's like, oh my goodness, I will tell them how you bravely outsmarted the creature and sent it off to its, of course, doom. And I do suppose that is all there is to say about that, huh?
Now, Harris, if you see a Knoll come looking for, if you ever see a Knoll again, don't you be showing off that axe. It might be that dude coming to look for it.
Oh,
So,
well, I feel like, well, tell you what, I'll speak with the tavern master that I'm heading for, and I'll see if they can't hang it up or something.
yeah, that'll be nice.
We'll tell your story.
Yeah, thank you, Harris. We appreciate it.
The seekers chosen of the Gulanti people, captains, and how they out-finagled and outspoke a group of savage ogres and a terrifying Knoll. I will tell the tale with all the gusto it deserves.
Well, good. I look forward to hearing it in my travels.
Hope it finds your ears, Captain Colt Honeycutt.
Yep, just Colt Honeycutt. Yep.
Whatever you say there, Captain Colt Honeycutt.
All right, thank you, Harris. I'm just gonna walk back. Walk back towards the carts.
As you walk back, and you see that at this point the crossroads is again filled with passing travel. Many people are excited to get their day continued. On the inside of again about 45 minutes to an hour, you guys have managed to dissolve the situation and kind of get things a little bit more in line. You note people are already heading past. A few people are passing through and like muttering and whispering. You see Harris like talking to people as they're passing through, as he's like pointing to the axe and then pointing at your group. Just in the like waiting for Helsa to arrive back and kind of reach where you guys are standing. Just in that time, let's see here. Make sure I have this right so I can do it right. Whoop, whoop, please hold. All right, so just in that passing time, you guys have people that like kind of are passing through, and they kind of toss coins in your direction, and you hear a few of them like, "Thanks for clearing the road. We do appreciate you. Oh, praise the Weaver's chosen. Truly blessed is this day." And they toss a tip towards you guys. All said and done, after looking through it, you all gain 30 copper coins, 20 silver, and 3 gold pieces. And Helsa finally pulls up, and as you guys are kind of like picking the coins up off the ground, she looks through and she goes, "Well, now, I think you have a bit of good fortune there. You're all the buzz on the roads. They're saying how the Seekers of Galanti, you're welcome, are responsible for providing music to the land and, well, tearing off a number of ogres and apparently a very vicious dogman. All the same, very well done."
Thank you, Elsa. I appreciate that.
Thank you for all that you're doing, of course, Captain Honeycutt.
Yep.
Oh, of course, it was only an hour, so, yeah, I mean, I don't expect any payment. But we should be on our way so we don't get stuck out in the middle of plains come nightfall.
All right, sounds good. I'm gonna reach in my coin purse and give her 5 gold.
Okay. She takes the 5 gold and like looks at you very confused and goes, "What in mightn't you be buying with this, huh?"
It's just for the wait. I said I would. I'm keeping my word.
Wait. Okay. Well, I will wait then. Thank you. And she puts it in her coin purse and climbs into the front wagon. Goes, "Come on, load up. We got time to catch up on."
All right.
So we'll go ahead and hop on board.
Okay.
So will JJ.
All right.
Yep.
Morgan, as you are heading on board, you see Mig returning with 2 taller human men, and like starts pointing out to their cart. And you see the 2 humans like, "Oh, okay," and they tip the cart over and start loading all of the heavy-looking rugs back into this small cart, and then kind of like helping Mig to bring it back to like their what would assume to be like their wagon to hitch it for like a pickup and a ride to the next station.
I'm just gonna be like, "Bye, Meg."
Here. "Oh, bye, lady. Oh, Morgan. I got your name. Morgan. Bye." And they, like, very earnest, eager wave. One of these. "Enjoy the shoes." So.
Morgan, did you take that man's shoes?
I got them fair and square, Cole.
Fair enough. I don't think those are gonna fit you. They got little bells on them. How are you
But
gonna
aren't they
step?
really cute?
They might fit Chonkini.
Oh, that's... So when he rolls into battle, you just hear jingles.
I got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle. Wow.
Bucky, you're a genius.
Bucky, you're a goddamn genius.
I was like, "Oh, 6 gold."
Ooh, 6 gold. Or
Fuck,
endless
Bucky bringing
enjoyment.
joy to the world.
1 cat and bell shoes at a time.
One pillar of evil at a time.
The meow always kills me, God. Meow.
Meow.
Oh no.
So you guys are heading up and rolling out.
hmm
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You continue on your journey. Again, the horses kick up into full speed. Helsa is effectively the world's worst driver at this point. Not bad, but definitely does not give a shit about other drivers and pedestrians on the road. As you guys take the eastern road through the plains of Irden, for the next several hours, you feel the wagons bump and kick every time she has to pass somebody as she peels out from the paved traveling road, kind of this like dusted, well-groomed merchant road, and swerves around. Does anyone speak Orcish? No. Every so often, you do hear a bellowing voice from Helsa kind of call out, and you hear this kind of like, "Dusakafatsu," and she like yells at people and shakes her fist, and then followed by 11 small voices all going, "Dusakafatsu! Dusakafatsu!" and all kind of like flipping the bird. But they only have 3 fingers because they're kobolds, so they just throw like one talon up in the air. You get the gist of it. Most of you trained in insight. Just a little bit of road rage.
To join in on the festivities?
Sure. What do you want to say? Pick a language and what insult.
No, I want to try and mimic them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Give me just a straight intelligence check.
Is a 9.
9. You join in, you raise a finger, and you kind of try to like, do sapa, and you say it, and all of the kobolds that are in the wagon, including the driver, all turn to you, and you hear, "Satsusapo." And they all just like stare at you in unison for 3 to 5 seconds before slowly like turning back, and you hear them muttering in Dragonborn or in Draconic back to each other. Like, you understand they're definitely talking about you.
I'm gonna lean over at one of them and say, "What did I say wrong?"
And it hisses at you, and you see its long, kind of serpent-like tongue coil out of its mouth, and it kind of does one of these as it flails at you.
I'm just gonna put my hands up and kind of lean back a little bit. And be like, "Oh, sorry."
Yeah. And they kind of like nod at each other, and slowly, like, you note that every kobold in the wagon you're at just moves about a half a foot away from you in a radius. You're not sure what you said or how you said it, but you said it.
Well, I got elbow room now.
Yeah, look, you got leg room. So with that, I need, let's see here. We'll do it this way. Morgan, roll a d12. Vel, roll a d100. Morgan first. What do we get? D12.
7.
7.
Back. I gotta use the restroom.
All right. Oh yeah, we missed break. Ooh, sorry. Thank you for
Yeah,
being
I
troopers, guys.
also would love to go.
Sure, we can do that. So you got a 7. What'd you get for D100, Vel? And then we'll go to break.
12.
12. Okay. Got it here. I'll load it up when we get back. We're going to take a quick break, folks. So we'll be back. Let's call it... We're near the end anyway. So let's call it like 5 minutes. Is that cool? Is that good for everybody? 5?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Yeah, cool. All right, we'll be back. See you in a bit. Bam! Hey, did we do it? Got in 1.
Hey.
Clap for YouTube. All right, cool. So hey, thanks for sticking with us. We came back a little bit earlier. We're kind of close to our normal runtime and such, so I didn't want to take too long. Everyone got a bio break. Everyone is having a goofy time. Hopefully it's entertaining tonight. I don't know. So yeah, maybe the replay will be cool. So for everyone who is just joining us, we are playing Dungeons and Dragons, etc., etc., etc. Nobody new ever watches this shit. Come on, let's just catch us on YouTube, join the Discord, Buy Colt a Tesla. Moving on. All right.
Ferrari, thank you.
Ferrari, whatever. A car, because he won't take care of it anyway. All right, so moving on. You guys continue along the Eastern Road. You continue along the Eastern Road.
You're the one with the gun. Shots fired.
And
I take care of my car.
so, continuing along the Eastern Road, the group keeps an eye out. You note that the traffic begins to thin out as you near close to the middle of the plains of Irden. Morgan, actually, who's all trained in perception? I need to really set up a cheat sheet, but I just don't care enough. So Vel is, who else is trained? Morgan, JJ, and that's it. The three ladies are perceptive. All right. So the three perceptive ladies, keep an eye out, and from your various positions among the three wagons, you do note to the south of the road, of the Eastern Road that you now currently traverse across, as hours pass and your journey continues with but a soft rumble, you look to the southern lands and you can see a number intermittent among the various bits of light grass and kind of like clay that makes up most of the plains. You can see large kind of collections of spines, these black looking spines that protrude out from the southern lands and cross over much of the plains of Irden. They look not too dissimilar from what you just encountered at the crossroads. And as you all continue further still, the afternoon begins to peter on into the evening, and you do feel the wagon begin to pull slower. Before long, the three of you note that up ahead seems to be a small station. You can see a collection of wood and trappings that would make a fine campsite for the midpoint through the eastern pass to the plains of Irden. You feel the caravan come to a halt. You hear the whistle blow in the air and the snap of the whip crack overhead. Each of the three horses pull off and they slowly kind of come to a rest. Helsa stands up, stretches, and hops down. You still sit a good distance away from the rest stop, or what would be the station. And she looks to you all and kind of walks through, and she goes, I need a bit of an opinion here. We did lose an hour or so on that, but this is the last stop before we reach Silverhearth. Now, I know I had anticipated 3 days, but surprisingly, the plains are rather empty and there doesn't seem to be many delays on the road. I wanted to ask your group if you might want to press on through the evening, or if we should just wait and take it easy in the morning. I only ask because it seems as if, well, rather since we've been traveling, you all seem to, well, have a different look upon you after that encounter with those ogres.
I mean, if you deem it safe to pass, I'm sure it's not too terrible. We could always take turns sleeping.
Well,
Whatnot, be ready.
I won't say that it is quite, it's not quite, how to say, a bit guaranteed safety, but usually by now, every time I've made this venture through the plains, you at least see something, a mountain lion or some type of wildlife, and what I'm looking across here does not seem normal. It seems as if maybe the plains have been hunted down a bit. There's nothing that I've seen just passing through that would warrant any type of safety from a predator at night. Typically, there are large predatory birds that you'd come across here that you'd want to seek shelter from, but nothing. So rather strange thing. Maybe it's the winter rolling in here, and I've not become accustomed or acclimated to these roads as well as I thought I was.
I mean, I think it would, personally, I think it would be fine to travel through the night, get there as soon as possible and see what's going on. That's just my opinion.
Bucky's gonna ask Vel if she thinks that the necromantic magic coming from the relay might be causing the lack of wildlife.
You mean in the fact that the instant that that thing set up in the ground, it began killing the dead around it? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I suspected as well.
It's really quite impressive.
That's what I was thinking.
But honestly, I'm fine either way, if we want to push on or if we want to rest.
Let's push on.
Sure.
Sounds good.
All right. So you guys want to push on through the night for Helsa?
Yeah.
She looks everyone over and goes, "All right then. I'll press on through the evening. If you could keep an eye or ear out, I don't want anything sneaking up on us. If at all, we could avoid it. Yeah."
Indeed.
All right,
House. Before we head out, when you was yelling at one of them carts,
Yeah.
rubbernecked and slow driving carts,
Mhm.
y'all was yelling. I tried to join in the fun, and I think I said something wrong, and everybody seems a little bit upset with me. Can you get an apology through to them by chance?
Sure. And she walks up and heads to the wagon you were riding with and looks at the driver and starts speaking. You hear this kind of like, "So, say so, for?" You hear, "Oh, so for." And he goes, "Ah, okay." She turns and looks at you, and dead in the eye, and goes, "Whose father exactly are you going to bear back?"
Goodness gracious. None of them?
Right. So, just a misunderstanding then, is it?
Just a misunderstanding. Let's call it that.
Okay. Fair enough then. She turns and she's like, "Isaro Safu Safufa." And he goes, "Ah." And one of them slaps the other one on the chest and goes, "Safufa." He goes, "Safufa." And they all kind of look at you and go, "Bah. Gobin." You hear them all in unison, "Gobin." They all kind of start kind of cackling to themselves a little bit. She goes, "I believe all is forgiven there, yeah."
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Well, I'll tie ourselves in and get ready for a long night. It's going to be bumpy. And certainly just keep an eye out. And she starts heading towards the front wagon and starts getting prepared for the horses a little bit. You note that each of the kobolds kind of hop off. And at each station, too, for all three of the wagons, they seem to walk up and produce a small kind of satchel. As each one opens it, you can see this kind of slightly Icarus balm sitting in the satchels. And they pull it off and begin to kind of rub it around the top of the hoof of each of the horses. As well, you see a few of them begin to feed the horses and begin to provide water and a small kind of respite for that. Many of them even take to combing the tail and the mane of the horses just so they are comfortable while they're eating and getting a little bit of a moment's reprieve before a long journey through the night. Anything you guys want to do before you hit the road again?
Nope.
No?
I'd like to stretch my legs a little bit. But...
Sure. Go out, do some stretches, move through it. Easy to do. You all load up. The whip is cracked. The horses take off after about a short rest. So if you guys want to enjoy in that short rest as well, I don't think anyone's down anything in particular, but that's where we're at. Helsa cracks, and you all speed past. You do note, after a little over an hour or so, the horses seem to slow down more towards less of a full breakthrough gallop and more to an actual pace that you'd feel more accepting of regular horses. They're still fast, but they don't seem unnaturally so slow or unnaturally so as you've expected through the rest of your journey. For the night, who is staying up to keep watch over the wagons?
JJ will take a watch.
Okay. What watches do we want to put in?
Bucky will join in on that first watch.
Okay, so Bucky and JJ on watch 1?
Yep.
Okay. Are you guys going to be in the same wagon or no?
JJ will be towards the. She'd be in a different wagon just
Okay.
to spread out.
So 1, 2, 3. All right, JJ, what wagon do you want to be in? The first, the second, or the third? The middle, the rear, or the front?
She will take the front.
Front, okay. Bucky,
He'll be in the back with the Lamont.
the old plant. Who wants to take the middle shift?
I'll take it.
Okay.
I'll take the middle shift.
Okay. Orville and Morgan, what cart or what wagons do you want to be in? First, second, or third?
Rogues do it from behind. Morgan can take the third. I'll take the first.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Well, we're full of assumptions today, Orville. And then who's taking the last watch? Vel and Colt. And what wagon do you guys want to be in?
I can be in. What do you prefer? I could be in the front or the back. It doesn't matter.
You should probably stay in the front, be close to Helza in case she needs you. Is
So
that
Colt,
alright, Captain?
Colt in the front one?
Who's? I don't know who you're talking to. That's all right with me, Colt Honeycutt. But
And Vel, what wagon do you want to be in?
So for the entirety of all the watches, there's no one in the second one?
Correct.
Yeah, I'll take the second one.
Okay. All right. So, you all set off on your journey throughout the night. You see the day fall into night, and JJ and Bucky, as you guys continue down this winding road, go ahead here and Bucky roll a d12, JJ roll a d100. Much like our heroes tonight, we are pressing on, so we will try to get to the end of this journey tonight. Thank you for sticking with us. It's going to be a little bit of a extended runtime. Bucky, what do we get?
Got a 6.
A 6. And JJ?
62.
62. Give me a second here. 662 on the eastern road of Ravon. Cool. All right, so as you all continue along the road, the afternoon begins to peel away into night. You reach kind of a soft evening. The cool air begins to drift off from the northern winds. You all, as Bucky and JJ set about keeping watch, moving the flaps of their wagons to be able to better see the landscape. The rest of you try to make do with the rather bumpy ride that you're in store for. Thankfully, the decrease in speed has made for a much smoother ride, and the heft of the wheels, pulled by these well-trained horses, allows for some balance, but like anyone on the Oregon Trail will tell you, it's not the most comfortable ride, right? But you do find solace in slumber in some respect or another. Bucky and JJ trained in perception. You look out into the mid-evening. Bucky, thankfully, while you do not have dark vision, the low light and illumination from the various aspects in the sky allow a fading and fleeting light for you to continue to view out into the evening. As the pair of you keep watch and look over, the first leg of the journey does not seem to have anything out of the ordinary. You still pass by a late-running wagon or two, but it's pretty calm as you cross over the midpoint of the plains of Irden. Anything you guys want to do on your first watch?
JJ will just scribble down and take account of the day and then noodle along on her instrument.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a performance check on your instrument.
19.
19. You produce your instrument. You begin to pluck along a tune as you guys are riding along. It's difficult at first to find a pattern or a beat, but then there's something about a a tune that sticks inside your mind, and you try to kind of play it across your lute, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So as you begin to strum and play, you hear your soft notes begin to take on a life of their own. They begin to echo and radiate, and you can hear this soft reverberation, this ringing out from the area, this with each note. You at first don't notice it, but then slowly it picks up as it peels off from your first watch into the mid of the night and further into the evening when your friends Orville and Morgan would be taking over. You all 6 of you, are awoken by an ear-piercing hiss of a noise. You hear this echo out across the area. It is enough to wake everyone. You see many of the kobolds popping up in the wagons and tearing up and looking around in the area, unsure of what is happening, as this horrible, wrenching noise echoes across the entirety of the plains, seemingly coming from all directions and yet formless and directionless in itself. As you all awake, what do you want to do? Currently, as you guys kind of come in, it is that it's loud enough to where it's hard to hear other people, and you continue to hear this tearing through.
Discord keeps considering your sound effects to be like background noise and keeps cutting you out. It's hilarious.
Terrible. Oh, awful. Yeah. Fuck it. I have to like set up my filters so it's just straight up ASMR, and then it'll just be like, and then they went in there and they did. We'll figure it out.
I'll take a look out.
Okay.
From my wagon.
Go ahead. Actually, you're training perception. You're good. I'm not gonna flood the game with rolls. I hate the idea of like, you don't see shit because you rolled a 2. So you stare out into the darkness. You possessing dark vision, see further on from what Bucky can see. You look around and you can see these what appear at first you thought were like growing pines and palms, the darkness revealing them instead to be these withering, almost tendril-like metallic devices that are now tuning and twisting. You can see them all echoing and seemingly in a weird, at first, unknowable pattern, and then slowly falling into line one after another, like stacks of triggered dominoes, into a very rhythmic pattern, before finally you start hearing this almost like a reverb or a feedback you'd hear in like a speaker system, and it echoes across the plains of Irden. You continue to hear this, and it sounds like white static across the entirety of the plains.
Well, she's gonna put her loot away now.
You put your loot away, and you can just hear this echoing mass of white static across all directions of the plains of Irden.
Does anything seem to be approaching us, or is it just loud?
You look about, and other than just being obnoxiously loud, almost to like the thunder nights that you had to endure in the bay in your long journey, it's just another really fucking annoying noise that bears no form, no direction, and is just enough to piss you off.
Can she attempt to tune? She'll grab her loot again. Can she tune the noise back to? Since it seems that these are tuned by musical.
You certainly try. You want to roll performance?
Yeah, I'll roll another performance.
Go right ahead.
That's a 15, I think.
15, okay. Yep. You play and tune and continue off, and every so often the white static echoes out and you're hearing weird scraping, tearing noises, and every so often you hear and over the course of about an hour or so, That's the most you get, is every so often you can get it to, instead of being horrible white static echoes across the entirety of your journey, you can hear this kind of muffled, mangled voice echo out from some other direction. Bucky, you're awake. You hear all this.
Maybe Bucky tries to replicate the tune that he played earlier.
Okay. Yeah. You pull out your pipes, and you begin to play the same kind of pattern tune that you had come to learn from the aspect earlier in the day. You hear this grinding, staticky noise cut through, and then finally, after about half an hour of playing, and further still echoes coursing through, you start hearing silence as all the grinding and tearing comes to a halt. Everything seems to be at peace at the beginning of your next shift. What once was a very loud noise is now a distant memory. You hear ringing in your ears from the echoes that were, but it is now a very quiet and peaceful night.
Sorry, everybody. And she's gonna close up her tent.
Okay.
Her bag.
One hell of an awakening.
All right. So, with that, Orville and Morgan, you were on watch 2. For each of you, I need Orville to roll a D100 and Morgan to roll a D12. Morgan, what did we get for the D12?
5.
5. And Orville?
46.
46. Okay, 5 and 46. We are crossing within territory. 46. Oh, cool. Okay. So, as you all sit, ears still ringing, traveling throughout the night, the pair of you keep an eye and keep a watch out. You start to hear a sound cut through the air, this scraping sound, this tearing kind of horrible sound. It almost sounds like two pieces of stone twisting and rubbing against each other, this kind of grating like sound echoing out from the sky. Morgan, you're the first to spot it. As you look up into the air, you can make out just barely some sort of winged creatures about the size of people, kind of moving through the air, and you can hear this horrible, almost marble grinding against concrete sound from looking up and hearing from kind of that direction. They seem to be in the southeastern air.
Are they heading towards us?
From what you can tell and just the kind of general perception looking over, it does not seem that they're heading towards you. It actually seems like they're heading further south away from you. Are you trained in nature or insight?
I am in insight.
In insight? You look it over, and the direction that they're leaving from seems to be where you would expect Tiber Village to be, to the southeast.
I'll mention it to Orville since I'm assuming he can't see them.
You shout from the third cart towards Orville. Orville! In the sky! The southeast! Look! Orville, you look up into the sky with your goblin eyes, and sure enough, you can see these large winged creatures floating through the midnight sky.
Well, it don't look like bird nor plane, so I think that's Super Goblin.
It's probably Super Goblin, you're right.
Probably Super Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
Can I make heads or tails of them, though?
Are you trained in nature?
I am not.
Okay. They look like darkened winged creatures, some several hundred feet in the air and probably miles away from you at this point.
Gotcha.
Like dots on the horizon, but are too large to be considered birds.
I'm just gonna go and just like sit back down.
All right, go sit back down. As you sit back down, Orville, you as well, you hear this grating kind of sound tear through the plains. Some of you kind of open an eye out for a second, and then it goes back down. But there seems to be some type of loud noise that erupts out. You get like the cresting echo of it from the south end. But overall, just doesn't seem to be anything else out of the ordinary. Your shift ends, and we reach the third shift with Colt and Vel. So, Colt and Vel, your compatriots pass from sleep. Vel, you wake up, and you look into your wagon, finally coming out of your trance. You come out a little bit earlier, before Morgan and Orville truly dip away. You look in, and you can hear the sound of clattering, clinging, and different types of things kind of dropping against wood, almost as if something is out of place. As you open an eye out of your meditation and slowly adjust your eyes to the dark air in the covered wagon, you look and you can see 3 of the kobolds that you're riding with sat over what appears to be a large silver circled, almost looks like an upturned shield. And one of them stands over it and goes,
So far, so. Sekansi Shango.
And sits there and has what you can hear is rattling in their hands before flicking it into the upturned shield. And you hear this ding, 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 ding. And looks over, and all 3 of them lean over and look and hear,
Sazafas.
Sazaflas. And you see what I'm like, and reach into its pack and produce a like half-eaten piece of chicken and hands it over to the other 2. And they tap each other's claws together. As you awaken, you see one of them kind of like turn and look and see you, and they go,
Oh, seconde, c'est vovasio. Oh, c'est ufa, c'est ufa, oh, c'est ufa.
and they all turn their backs to you to make kind of like a screen, and you start hearing things like getting knocked over and turned around. They start tucking things underneath their tabards as they start cleaning up their whatever it was that they were doing. Cool.
I don't say or bother them at all. I let them do however they want to behave at that point. If they're not interacting with any of my shit.
No. They would never.
They can gamble. They can do whatever they want. I do not care.
And with that, the front cart, Colt, seems rather calm. Most of you, half the group is in front and kind of in your wagon. You hear the horses groan and continue to kind of tear and twist and shake as they continue their long night's journey towards Silverhearth. You look out, and just at the very front, as you pull yourself from the front of the wagon, you can see the makings of torchlight that emanates from Silverhearth, just dotted on the distance. At this point, you're only probably a few hours away from seeing the gates of Silverhearth themselves.
And Helsa is up front.
Mm-hmm.
Still in the front.
Yep. You see her, reins in hand, tapping her right foot up and down impatiently and grumbling to herself. Every so often you see her kind of twitch and shake and yawn before kind of like patting herself on the side of the face. It's been a long night and a long day, and she's just doing her best to stay awake and make sure everyone arrives as intended.
Yeah, you need help staying up?
Not when I'm working, unfortunately, but maybe after.
Not like that. I mean, just like conversation, casual conversation to keep you up.
Oh, well, you have a couple of words that you might say to me that would keep me up at night?
I mean, hold on one second.
Get all the time in the world there, Captain.
I mean, never mind. I mean, I don't know, just casual conversation. I mean, like, how long have you been trading?
Trading?
Not trading, doing what you do.
Well, I would say I've been at it most of my whole life. Found it to be a bit welcoming, the road, commanding the talons themselves, and overall making a bit of a profit. I'd say this year might mark, 11, 12 years now? Been a while. How about yourself? What made you become a psychopath? Waver's chosen.
I guess that's fair, but I mean, I don't know. I just needed out of the old life I was in. I used to be a soldier or more of a mercenary and did some regrettable things that I'm not too proud of.
Mm-hmm.
Just sought a life of doing good rather than following orders.
Yeah, I would say definitely that you're doing a bit different than following orders here as we head to a city on the command of a lady. You definitely have taken a long change in path and lifestyle, I'd say.
I mean, you're always cleaning up someone else's shit no matter what you do, right?
Well, I suppose you're right on that one. I wouldn't have the job I have if I wasn't capable of cleaning such things, huh?
Yep.
Should be only a little bit more to get to the city. After we arrive, I'll make the trade-off and hand off for all the cargo your lady sent with me. I don't have anything past that, though. They said that everything would be handled here. Would you have any other thing you needed to do?
Oh, no, I don't think so. Not me personally. I mean, but yeah, we appreciate you taking us despite all the jabs that you've taken at me, but I'm sure they're in jest.
They're a bit of in jest. They're a bit of in test. It's curiosity. It's not often that I see a non-pale-skinned leader of a group. It's always an elf or a human or some type of halfling. It's very rare to see a man of your culture to be in charge of a fine company such as this.
Well, thank you. I'm not in charge of them. I mean, they just call me captain because they know it's funny, but I'm not in charge of any of them. They can more than handle themselves.
Oh, they more than handle themselves and you, I can see that. For certain. Well, regardless if it's just a bit of a joke or whatever it has, there is something to be said with a man of a title, and the armor's not that bad either, I guess.
Thanks. I just got it, actually.
I could tell. Ooh.
Oh.
Who dropped out? Oh, Morgan dropped out. Morgan! I'm gonna keep going. There we go. She kind of looks it over and she goes, the thing of it is when you find a fellow with no armor and, well, no dents in the armor, I should say, or anything of that sort, you can quickly point him out as someone new and not used to the way it wears. It's still very heavy on you and doesn't look like you're really suited for it yet.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll get worn in time. Probably not even that much time, considering how it's been going, but...
Considering how it's been going, I don't think it'll get worn in anytime soon. You all have a astounding way of words and diplomacy, it seems.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes we do. I mean, we don't want to get in over our heads and get into a situation that of unnecessary violence and get ourselves hurt, potentially endanger each other.
Unnecessary violence. Now, isn't that a bit of a word? Interesting.
I do have to ask you, since you have traveled this path, have you heard anything? We're out here seeking to do something, and we're trying to investigate something actually, and we've just heard weird rumblings of something popping up, something strange. Have you seen anything like that?
I've not seen anything. I've heard, and especially back at the crossroads, a number of people were speaking of it. Apparently there is a large spire that has erupted out of Keen's Plummet. It's rather curious, and it's got a couple of people spooked. Not much that could be said past that, but the consensus that I picked up at the crossroads was that a number of people are heralding it as a sign of the fallen god. So it could be dangerous, and if it's something that you're going to be involved in, you might want to keep yourself safe.
Who might that fallen god be?
She blinks and looks very plainly at you, and she goes, Keen? As in Keen's Plummet? Surely you've heard the tale, yes?
not personally, no.
Oh, come now. Every Weaver's Chosen knows the tale of the first Ascendant One who failed to grasp the heavens and sought forth for power that was well beyond their grasp, who grew wings and attempted to ascend in the place of the Realm Weavers at the start of the Second Wake. And, as the name suggests, plummeted right into the fucking earth, crushed through a hole the size you wouldn't believe, and truly it is a natural wonder, but dead on impact from many people saying there. They say that every so often you can still hear the scream of the fall if you descend into the plummet. Beautiful vacation spot. You could hear the wind howl through it. Really, a natural phenomenon, to say the least.
Interesting. Well, thank you for imparting that tale on me.
Oh, come now.
All right. Well, I guess I'll get back to it and, I don't know, whittle some wood or something. That's not an innuendo.
Of course not.
That's
Nope.
not.
Men often whittle their wood. I understand, yeah. It's quite easy for a man to do something with his hands when he's alone, involving a nice piece of hard oak or maybe a pine. Maybe some resin involved so you don't get splinters and really have to work the rough grain.
I knew where you were going as soon as I fucking said it. I was like, damn it, why did I say that?
Stop opening your mouth.
Keep opening your mouth.
Just open it wider.
With that, you head back into the wagon. You keep a pair of watch out. Vel, Colt, as night begins to bleed away into the early morning, you begin to see light peel up over the horizon. You can see the glittering platinum gates of Silverhearth shine bright as the first rays of sun begin to cut over the horizon. As you do so, you hear a large booming echo erupt out, and it awakens the rest of the group. Each of you gains the benefit of a long rest, if you need it. You are cured of a point of exhaustion, etc. The boom tears through the southern lands and through a bit of the southeast as well. You can hear the echoing reach out to you. And you hear, "Good morning! It's time once again for today's broadcast. I'm Montserrat, dialing in from MMLR 660. Montserrat in the morning. Ah! That's right, folks. We're here once again, coming to you live from the Obsidian Spire. Let's hear and go to the phones. The phones. Maurice, there have to be phones. Dial the goddamn phones. You hear beep, boop, 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 echoing out through this. You hear line 1. Just, hello and good morning. You are on live with Montserrat in the morning. Montserrat in the morning. Yes, I'm a local scholar here from Lake Jupiter. I'm curious, who the fuck are you? Welcome, caller. Might I have your name? Yes, I'm Archmage Leonidas. Well, Archmage Leonidas, I have a gift for you for being our first caller of the morning. Don't fucking upstage me! And you hear this boom crack, and you look off into the south, and you see among the Middle Hearth Mount a bolt of white lightning strike down and crash into the middle of the southern plains with a large boom. And you hear, caller, are you on? Oh, I guess we got disconnected. How unfortunate. Well, another time, another place. Feel free to call in. That's MMLR 660. Montserrat in the morning. Here's today's news. Seems it's cloudy. Might not be. Not sure. The whole around here is rather curious. Let's go to the phones? No other callers. Fantastic. Well, it's been a beautiful time to test out our new relay system. If you can hear us, that's right. Call sending to Montserrat in the morning. Our radio operators are standing by. Now then, for the news. Yes, I see. I've learned the future. Soon our fleet will head out and spread the good word of MMLR 660 to those humans in the north, the south, and the west. So, if you're a human, throw yourself down onto your floor and beg for mercy. I'll be there soon. Remember, if you don't worship me, you're gonna die. Ha ha! You hear Montserrat in the morning. Now then, let's hear our daily piece of advice. Cutting over to... Hello, can you hear me? And you hear... Yes, I understand. But for our global audience, you're on live. Can you tell them what you think? Does anyone speak Infernal in the group? Vel, you hear... Yeah, you hear in Infernal transferring through and you hear...
Yes, hello, Montserrat. Yes, long-time listener, first-time caller. Bit of advice for the subjugation of the human race. First thing you want to do is convince them to sell you all of their land, and then evict them off of it. Raise the rates so they can no longer afford to live on your property.
That is a tremendous thing to learn. Truly, we will, think about it here. I've got a date in the future, I think, about a moon man and a boy who is hiding behind his platinum playhouse. But we'll tune in and see what we can do. Thanks for the advice. And for the rest of you, we want to leave you with something special. Reminder, if you see something, say nothing. And if you report me, I'll find you. It was, thank you for tuning in to Montserrat in the Morning. Today's broadcast was brought to you in part by Lightning Call. Lightning Call. When you need to send a long-distance lightning bolt, Lightning Call. Consider it at your local wizard shop. Montserrat in the morning. And it just cuts out and slowly you start hearing this like boop, 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 boop. And it just plays music the whole rest of the morning. As you guys pull into Silverhearth, you hear this platinum. You kind of don't so much hear it, sorry. You see the platinum gates and you see a number of people staring into the sky. The guards that are all sat around the outside of Silverhearth all have their jaws open. Many of them have looks of horror and terror across that, as they've now heard a broadcast threatening the king of Silverhearth and the humans in the adjoining lands. And yeah, you arrive at the opening of Silverhearth. That is where we'll call it for tonight. And when we start live next week, we will continue the story of Second Wake and what is to come from Kin's Plummet and from MMLR 660, Montserrat in the Morning. Until then, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I hope everyone had a great night. Hopefully it was a fun session. We'll try to have the rebroadcast up later this week. It's been a bit of a busy one. January is always busy for us, or for me, rather. So I will say I'll have it up as soon as I can. As always, we thank you for tuning in, having fun, watching, and hanging out with us. If you like what we do, consider following. If you like us a lot, consider subscribing. We'll be doing that subscriber giveaway in second week of February, so keep that in mind. If you haven't already, feel free or try to consider joining our Discord. Fun stuff there, as always. Until then, we will see you next time, and let's start this raidy boy up. Boo-doo, boo, 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 doo. Raid channel. Raid channel. Dice cream sandwich. Awesome. Love it. We're going to go there. Again, thank you guys for hanging out. I hope everyone had fun. Definitely a different kind of episode, but roleplay is more fun. I honestly thought there'd be a combat, and yeah, so that'll serve me for prepping a Fantasy Grounds map. You know, what are you gonna do? All right, so thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time. Peace out.